walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul.
There we go. Everything just decided, hey, well, let's not work right now. I'm going to get this all figured out, and then I will get you guys the pregame. Stick with me. Live here inside the capital city of Kansas, Topeka, where the Zydeco look to complete a 4-game sweep against the Dashers in their second straight weekend playing the hockey club. Tonight we'll also see a penalty kill that got a lot of work out yesterday for the Zydeco as they killed off 2 5-minute majors and 1 5-on-3 to escape a 4-0 victory against the Dashers Hockey Club. Hello everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you. My name is Brian Flores, as always, bringing you tonight's matchup in the FPHL, the Zydeco and the Danville Hockey Club. Tonight is going to be a kind of pseudo rematch here against the Scarecrows and the Roadrunners, as the Zydeco resurrecting the old NAHL team, and the Dashers going to be resurrecting the old CHL team. Last night, it was pretty electric. If you were able to watch it, you saw a pretty good game. We had 3 ejections, 2 5-minute majors successfully killed by the Zydeco, and a very, very intense physical matchup against the Dashers and the Zydeco. So tonight, it's all about keeping your foot on the gas pedal if you're the Zydeco. Last night was a good 60-minute effort. Tonight should be no different. Zydeco able to get their first 3-game win streak in regulation for the first time in 2025, and from a team that went a month without winning a game in regulation, now winning 3 straight. So, as we move on tonight, the Zydeco and the Dashers will continue their tribute to hockey teams past, as they will be dressed as the Roadrunners. And the Zydeco, the Dashers will be dressed as the Scarecrows. More on their history and the history of hockey in Topeka when we get back. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Momentum Building Services. And Zydeco Hockey is proud to be presented by Schmolke Law Firm, Capital City Produce, Preston Environmental Solutions, and ENC Bush Hogging and Mulching. When we get back, we'll get you history on these 2 hockey clubs right after this.
At Dawn Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Dawn Seafood hits the table. From our team at Dawn Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm just going to be giving you a little bit of a video feed. I want to see if there's a way I can get this working. No idea why this is not working. Let's see. Sometimes you just got to MacGyver on the fly, everybody. I apologize, and thank you so much for bearing with me. I swear this was working before. Now it just seems like it just doesn't want to work, which normally is fine, but, you know, when you say you're going to be working, I expect you to work. And right now, this thing is not working. So what I'm going to do is delete the video source. Oh, no, the screen went black. I wonder what happened. That's because little behind-the-scenes notion. It is all about, bam, right here. Yeah, you see my face there, but you can't hear my voice. Then that is a problem. The reason why is because I made this video and I really want the sound to be there. I don't know why the sound is not there. I actually have a suspicion of what's going on. We're going to go inside the sound mixer itself here on my computer, here on the old Windows laptop, and we're going to go to right here to the digital capture device. That one is unmuted, and now we're going to go to the digital capture device here in... It is not there. No, it should just be that. Digital interface. And... Alright, let's see. Nope, that is not it. So I don't know what is going on. Oh, well, you know what? Hell, let's do it this way. All right. Let's restart this video, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to talk this through. So you see old footage from the Scarecrows. The Topeka Scarecrows were founded as part of the Central Hockey League in the CHL before defunking in 2001. The Scarecrows would be reestablished under a new team in the Junior League for the USHL from 2001 to 2003. But after 2003, the city wouldn't see a new hockey team until 2007, when the Topeka Roadrunners were born as part of the North American Hockey League. The Null team lasted from 2007 to 2020, all the while from 2013 to 2015, the Topeka Capitals were operating in the NA3HL as a direct minor league affiliate or the junior team subsidiary to the Roadrunners. The team lasted from 2007 to 2020 altogether, when in 2020, after a rebrand in 2018 to the Pilots, they were set to move to Kansas City and be named after the NHL's former team, the Kansas City Scouts. They were ultimately uprooted from Kansas altogether due to the COVID pandemic and moved to Amarillo, Texas, where they now live as the Wranglers. It's been about 5 years since I'm going to see if I can do it here. It's been about 5 years since Kansas City is actually, or beg your pardon, Kansas has actually seen hockey, and about 24 years since the city of Topeka has seen professional hockey. So tonight, in spirit of what was, it is again. This weekend, the Topeka Roadrunners will be resurrected by the Zydeco, who will be drawing from their feathered friends. And wearing the Roadrunners jersey, and the Dashers Hockey Club will be sporting the old CHL team's uniform, the Topeka Scarecrows. This all in tribute to the new FPHL team set to start operations here at Stormont Vale Event Center next season. So next up on the show, we're going to be recapping what happened last night before we move on to what's going to go on here tonight. So instead of going to a commercial break like I usually do, let's actually hop right into the highlights. First goal going to Tyler Larwood just 3.5 minutes into the game, making it 1-0 Zydeco, a.k.a. the Roadrunners. Second goal, Tyler Larwood definitely hungry as he would find the open side, and a pseudo wraparound turns into the game's second goal, making it 2-0 for the Zydeco. Third goal going to Shane Haggerty as he finds a loose puck right out in front, and he's able to slam it home, and making it 3-0 for the Zydeco. Danville would get a knuckleball on net, netting it home, making it 3-1 as Zach Horn is able to get on the board. And after a couple of penalties, it was the Danville Dashers able to find the puck out to the slot on a 5-on-3 power play, making it 3-2. And that is where things got interesting. There were three ejections in the game. The first one going to Aaron Shaheen, as he was caught on an instigating penalty and an aggressing penalty. So we got a 5-minute major for fighting, which was served, and he got the game and the boot. The second ejection would go to number 3 on the night, Rio Namiki. As Namiki, seen here battling with the referee, don't exactly win any arguments against the men in stripes, so he gets tossed for spearing. But he wouldn't be going alone, as right behind him, head coach Everett Thompson would go for ruffling the feathers of the men in stripes. And I didn't know that zebras had feathers, but you know what? Learn something new every day, especially here in the game of hockey. So tonight, it's going to be game 2 here in Topeka, as the Roadrunners taking on the Scarecrows, a.k.a. the Dashers taking on the Zydeco. The Dashers playing, of course, as the Topeka Scarecrows, and the Roadrunners being portrayed as the Zydeco. Everybody's set, and the building is electric. We're going to get set here for puck drop in a few moments. Stay right here with us before we move on and get you the Schmolke Law Firm starting lineup. Be right back right here on the Zydeco YouTube channel.
Ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
The trust that we offer to our clients is actually, it comes pretty easy for us because we've been doing this a long time, and 90% of the jobs that we get are referrals. You know, that's what we depend on, and we strive to let the customer know that we're going to be here. We will always answer the phone.
So beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful.
Welcome back here inside the... May I borrow this? Thank you. Welcome back here inside the Stormont Vale Event Center, where we're just about to get set against the Zydeco, taking on the Dashers. Tonight, your Smoky their Smoky Law Firm starting lineup. Starting off, you have Caleb Mellison, the fresh signee who got into a little bit of a scrap yesterday, played last season with the Zydeco, and currently is playing his 5th ever FPHL game. He's going to be paired with Tyler Larwood. The Buffalo, New York native, so far in the season, 31 games played and 29 points scored, including 2 goals last night against these Dashers. Next up, number 6 for the night, Nick Catola from Spokane, Washington. So far has 15 games played and 8 points scored. He's going to be paired with Dmitry Kuznetsov, Ryan Kleber, who is dressed tonight, as well as Dustin Henning and Kevin Sabad. Starting in goal is going to be Brendan Colgan. And let's turn your attention here to center ice for the singing of our national anthem. What a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. As the colors leave the ice. And officially now we can start the broadcast. Welcome in here, everybody, to the Stormont Vale Event Center here in Topeka, Kansas, capital city of the state of Kansas, as we have our latest rendition here tonight of the Zydeco and the Dashers. Ceremonial puck drop about to be underway. Now let's highlight the 2 men between the pipes. Brendan Colgan making his start tonight. He'll be facing off against Oscar Walgren. The man to my immediate left is going to be Brendan Colgan from Wynwood, Pennsylvania. Currently playing in his 155th game here in the FPHL. Total career record of a 51-14-0-3. Last game out was a shootout loss against, it was a 7-4 win against the Danville Hockey Club, stopping 31 of 35 for a .886 save percentage and 4 goals against. On the other side, Oscar Walgren, 8-2 final score against Baton Rouge, saving 40 of 48 for an .833 save percentage. Everybody's juiced up here at Stormont Vale Event Center. Drop of the puck, and we are underway here in period number 1 of the final game in this 4-game stint against the Dashers Hockey Club and the Zydeco. As the Hockey Club have it back in their own zone, Bradley Slarks trying to pitch this one along to Zinchenko. That gets taken away. Kevin Sabat from the point of the Dashers zone, giving it across out to the left circle with a shot, and that one gets blocked away. Out to the far corner, picked up now by the Dashers, trying to hit this one along as it gets picked up now by Bowden Zinchenko. He'll send this one the length of the ice for an icing. 19:25 in the game. Just about 45 seconds gone. If you're just joining us, welcome. And if you're just joining us here this weekend, I am so sorry that you missed last game. It was an action-packed thrill fest filled with hits, ejections, and fights. As Tyler Larwood leaves this one down for Cox. Zydeco within the Dashers zone, out to the far boards, trying to punch this one along out to the blue line. Getting this one back down low to the near half wall. As Cox has it from the end boards, trying to shovel this one along out to the far boards. Picked up now by Slarks. Slarks turning it over out to the slot, giving it out in front with a chance on a backhand. And from his stomach, trying to get this one around. Rebound and in front. What a good save by Oscar Walgren. Zydeco able to keep this one in momentarily, getting cleared by the Dashers Hockey Club. Walgren behind his own net. He'll shovel this one around. Out to the far boards. Picked up now by Browson. Browson into the Zydeco end. He'll leave this one off for Juwan Davis. Davis giving it back to McGuire. McGuire, he'll punch this one along, looking for Ryan Kleber. Kleber, he'll pass this one into the Dashers zone, where it's picked up now by Danville, trying to clear the zone, as Juwan Davis will just sachet this one to Browson, who will just dart this one off the end board glass and go off for a line change. Zydeco with it back in their own zone. Picking up steam is Kuznetsov through the neutral zone into the Dashers zone with a shot from the right circle and a save by Walgren. 2 early saves here for Oscar Walgren. Last game, as I mentioned, 8-2 loss against these Baton Rouge Zydeco, saving 40 of 48 for an .833 save percentage. So far looking for his first win on the season, 0-10-0-1. As the Zydeco will play this one back down into the neutral zone. Picked up now by Garrett Johnson. Johnson turning it over. Finding it out is Swartzen. Drop pass as the Zydeco have it back in their own zone to the far boards. Punching this one along. Played up, and now here come the Zydeco. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Into the zone, out to the right circle, out to the left, back and in front of the shot. Good save by Oscar Walgren. It was Kevin Sapod leaving it out for Brody Thornton. Thornton from the right circle. Toe drag, getting it back down low to Haggerty. Haggerty from the end boards behind the net as the puck skitters out to the blue line. Held in by Albrecht. Albrecht out to the left circle, far side. Thornton a shot, and that one gets saved off by Walgren. Albrecht from Pinconning, Michigan, standing at 6 foot 175. The 24-year-old from Iowa State University got signed on. Eventually, he actually got signed on initially to a 4-game PTO, and a very cool story. He sent the 4-game PTO, a playing tryout to Everett Thompson, and he got back to Mr. Albrecht and said, hey, you sent me the wrong form. I want the signing form. I want you here in Baton Rouge. So a very cool exchange between he and head coach Everett Thompson. And if last night was any indication, it just shows that head coach Everett Thompson definitely won to stick up for his guys as Zinchenko leaves the puck deep into the Zydeco end. Here come the Zydeco trying to play this one into the near boards. Stopped up, punched along here to the near half wall. Taken away by Salov. Out to Davis from behind the net. Davis, he'll try to punch this one along as he gets ripped away by Scott Sherrock. Going the rest of the way, trying to find Larwood. Sherrock back with it. Getting it across. Here comes Larwood from the right circle and a shot, and that one just gets darted wide. Picked up now by Johnson. Johnson back to Cox. Right circle, near side. Out to the slot, and a backhand shot. And that one goes off the stick of Salov, breaking it in the process. Out to the end boards now as the puck will skitter its way to Jake Cox, and he'll get this one across. Picked up now by Juwan Davis. Drop hand passes. The Dashers will just play down in their own zone, but the Zydeco having something to say about that as they're trying to pressure for the puck. Dashers with it now, giving it across to Fisher. Fisher centering it out to Brose, and a shot, and he misses that one, darting it wide as the puck flutters all the way back down into the Dashers' side of the ice. So initially, it was Nathan Albrecht starting his FPHL journey in Danville last week, and he was told, hey, saddle up your stuff. We want to see you back here in Baton Rouge. I was actually walking back to my booth when I heard the exchange between head coach Everett Thompson and Nate Albrecht, and all he could say is, thank you, coach, and thank you for the opportunity. As the puck gets flipped in, picked up now by Eric Kaufman. Kaufman out to the far boards, trying to play this one out for John Wick. Wick will play this one back down as it gets played across now from the neutral zone, getting it back down to Wick. That gets taken away. That get away. Here come the Zydeco with a shot and a good save and a rebound out to the slot. Picked up now, Albrecht trying to find out the loose puck, and it gets taken away by the Dashers Hockey Club. Kevin Sabad now with it. Sabad from his own end boards. He'll try to generate a rush as he gives a backhand pass, dropping it off for Nick Catola. Catola going one way, deking back to the other. Albrecht, drop pass, finding it back to Haggerty. Going around the boards. He'll play this one back down as the Zydeco, Kevin Sabad, will try to play this one back, taken away by the Dashers and cleared as Nick Catola will dump and change. Dashers with it back in their own zone, trying to play it cleanly. Dashers with possession, out to the near half wall. A centering pass that gets taken away as Salov will play this one back down. A stretch pass through center ice as Jake Cox will play this one into the neutral zone. Back in the way, here comes Scott Sherrock, out to Larwood. Across to the left circle, stopped up shot and a good save. Out to the slot, picked up, Johnson a shot, good save, rebounded in front, still kicked on loose, and Oscar Walgren will cover. 13:30 left to go, and after that, Walgren and the Zydeco forwards getting a well-deserved break and a breath. So we'll step aside here in a moment before we take a few seconds to thank some of our sponsors. The Zydeco are proud to be sponsored by Sigma Engineers and Constructors, E&C Bush Hogging and Mulching, Capital City Produce, Bowfinger Tree Service, Republic Finance, Schmolke Law Firm, Pico Lumber, Wilson Warehouse, Highland Group Property Services, Bayou Apparel, Gator Millworks, Will Scott, AV Solutions, and VRI Institute. We'll get right back to you on the Zydeco YouTube channel.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Welcome back here to the capital city of Topeka, Kansas, Topeka. I almost got that mixed up, but I didn't. I caught myself at the last second. Off the draw, Zydeco centering it out to the slot as Larwood, who got the first goal last night, tried to do the same here tonight. Out to the blue line with a shot, and it gets darted wide. Larwood getting hooked on the play, no call, as Johnson couldn't stop a skittering puck going out to the neutral zone. Scott getting it across to Cox, and now a shot from Larwood goes out to the outside of the cage. Picked up now by the Dashers. Here come the Dashers Hockey Club, leaving this one off for Fisher. Fisher skidding this one up through the neutral zone as Chirac tried to play this one back down. Scott Chirac intercepting back the other way. Here comes Cox. Cox on a drop hand pass, trying to find it back to Chirac as the puck goes up and out of play. 12:43 left to go here in the first period. Your score is still a donuts apiece, and the shots on goal 5-0 for the Zydeco. Dmitry Kuznetsov from Tyumen, Russia, set to take the draw. Actually, it's Alexanian coming in and saying, hey, no, I got this. Facing off against Salov. Off the draw, Alexanian trying to play this one back down. That gets taken away by Zinchenko. Zinchenko skating this one out to the far boards as that one gets hit along out to the far corner of the Zydeco's end. Picked up by Katola going in on net. And if he were playing the intermission game in the United Center, would have won a car. But instead, he gets the prize of averting an icing. Back the other way come the Dashers Hockey Club into the Zydeco end. Picked up now by Dmitry Kuznetsov, trying to find it back to McGuire. McGuire getting heckled for the puck, and it skitters all the way back down to the far board. Zydeco trying to clear as it squeaks through the Dashers defender as the Dashers trying to get this one back into the Zydeco end, ripped away by Nick Katola. Katola out to the far right circle with a shot and a good save, plumped down by Walgren. 11:55 left to go here in the first. Sixth shot on goal for the Zydeco. Seventh now. I was about to call it, say, it should be 7, but I didn't want to doubt the scorekeeper's box. But you know what? That's why you never have to second guess yourself. And that is why Oscar Walgren and Brendan Colgan are very good at what they do. Hardly do I ever see either of these two second guess what they have to do when it comes to a shot coming in on net. When they're set, they're set. They don't think twice. And it's a trait that a lot of good goaltenders have throughout the years. And I'll get you more about a certain goaltender that always went for his first instinct as a shot going high and wide. This one played in the NHL back in 2009. As Johnson tried to play this one across. Played across now by Sabad. Taken away by the Dashers Hockey Club. Dashers back up ice. That gets ripped away by McGuire. McGuire back down low. Thornton now has it, giving it across, and a shot not able to go. And a rebound, Thornton to the end boards. He'll rip this one out to the far corner. Back out to the end boards behind the net. Thornton still with it. Going back and forth is Haggerty giving it across to Thornton. Out to the high slot. Johnson stops up, shoots, and that one just goes wide. Tricked up and out of play. So the goaltender that I was referring to back in 2009 played for the San Jose Sharks, and he mentioned in an interview that whenever he faced a shootout post the 2006 lockout, he would always go with his first instinct, and he had a pretty high shootout save percentage, and that goaltender was Yevgeny Nabokov. He would always tell Randy Hahn and Drew Amender, the Sharks commentating crew back in the day, that he always went his first instinct, and that's a trait that a lot of young goaltenders need to have. You cannot second-guess yourself in between the pipes as Juwan Davis gets a shot on net and a good save by Brendan Colgan as he covers. Brendan Colgan is another goaltender that always goes with his gut, sometimes to his detriment. As example, his last start, a puck went a little bit wide than he would have thought as he was too deep in his crease, watched the puck slip by, but a lot of times he is set. So when he faces a shot, he is already square for it. The shooter will always try to give you a little bit of a deke, a little bit of a dootsy to try to get you off your rocker, but Brendan Colgan has a steel of nerves as Larwood brings this one into the right circle of the Dashers end, picked up now by the Danville Hockey Club. Danville with possession, trying to rip this one away into the end boards. That one gets taken away by the Zydeco, ripped right back by Juwan Davis. Davis will skate this one back in his own zone, and he'll pitch this one across out to the neutral zone where it's picked up now by the Dashers. Juwan Davis, that gets taken away by Dmitry Kuznetsov, leaving it off for Scott Chirac. Chirac has it back into the Dashers' end to the near boards, picked up now by Bowden Zinchenko. Zinchenko trying to find it out to Salov. Salov, stretch pass. Dashers with it into the Zydeco end. Left circle with a shot, and that one just goes wide. Picked up now by Zabad as he sends this one all the way back into the Dashers' end. It gets picked up into the far side. Trying to guide this one out is Narek Alexanian. Alexanian fighting for the puck, trying to rip this one away into the Dashers' end to the far corner. He's able to get this one out to his forward partner, Ryan Kleber, but that one just rolls on the Dashers, who will just elect to get a clearing. Puck takes a weird carom off of the boards and off of the stanchions as the Dashers Hockey Club will play this one into the neutral zone, where it's played off now by Blake Sewertson. Sewertson into the Zydeco end, but they will call this one playing with a high stick. So we will take a break with a 9:06 left to go here in the first. Still scoreless, shots on goal, 7-1 for the Zydeco. We'll get right back to you on the Zydeco YouTube channel.
For over 90 years, Don's Seafood has been a Louisiana staple. From the finest Gulf catch to the most authentic Cajun recipes, our commitment to quality and tradition is who we are. Enjoy favorites like our gumbo, jacked up shrimp, seafood salad, steak, and of course, our signature seafood platter. Don's is more than just food. We're a celebration of flavor and family. From our team at Don's Seafood, we want to thank you for the last 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering.
Welcome back here inside the Stormont Vale Event Center, where we have the dance cam going on. Everybody busting a move here in the capital city. Face-off will fall out to the neutral zone. Off the draw, the Zydeco with possession. Zydeco, a.k.a. the Roadrunners, will play this one back in their own zone, as the Zydeco go from left to right offensively. Zydeco playing this one back down. That gets taken away by the Scarecrows, a.k.a. the Dashers, as that one will be flipped in on net and just going wide. Zydeco with possession back in their own zone. They'll drop past this one from the far boards, taken away by the Dashers, trying to get this one out in front, but that one will be ripped away by the Dashers out to the end boards as that one gets fluttered across into the left circle. It gets picked up now by the Zydeco. Zydeco with possession. Back the other way, here comes Haggerty. Haggerty leaving it off for Zabad as he'll leave this one in to the Dashers Hockey Club zone, and that one will be ripped away by the Dashers. Here come the Dashers into the Zydeco end with a shot, and that one just going wide. Picked up now by Kevin Sabad. Sabad will elect to just leave this one across into the near side of the neutral zone and go off for a line change. Dashers with possession back in their own zone, and now here comes Larwood. Larwood into the Dashers zone, taken away by Mietzinen. Picked up, cleared out, all the way back into the Zydeco end, as Nick Katola will play this one back down across off the glass into the neutral zone, where it's picked up now by the Dashers. Jawan Davis with possession, has it into the left circle and trying to get this one out in front. That one gets taken away by Cox. Cox leaving it off now for Garrett Johnson. Johnson taken away and a shot and a good save and a rebound. That one will get picked up now by Larwood. Here comes Larwood to the near side of the neutral zone. Will leave this one out to the slot. Has it on the backhand. Out to the right circle. Onto the left circle. Trying to leave this one out to the blue line now with a shot getting darted wide. Picked up now by Larwood. Giving it across. Left circle. Far side. Katola back down low, and that one shot just gets ripped wide. And a rebound will just go across. Katola Top of the left circle. Dropping it off to the right circle, and a shot and a good save. Katola from the blue line. Stopping up and a shot, and that one will again dart it wide. Now back the other way. Here comes Juwan Davis. Davis into the Zydeco end, turning this one on net, and that one will just get directed aside by Brendan Colgan as Davis goes off for a line change. Katola with it back in his own zone. Zydeco with possession. He'll try to hit this one up through the neutral zone, and that one will be played all the way back down into the Scarecrows side of the ice. Now Danville with possession, trying to get this one back down, tripped up, no call. As McGuire now has it. McGuire to the right circle, trying to deke this one around, has a chance, centering it out in front, and that one gets taken away. Here comes Salov. Salov into the Zydeco end, turning it over. Here comes Alexandrian with a shot. He scores! Narek Alexandrian. First goal of the night and first blood drawn by the Zydeco. Narek Alexandrian. When you're hot, you're on fire. Had a 9-goal scoring drought prior to this series against the Danville hockey team. Now, in his 25th game played this season, gets his point total to 19 points and gets his 4th goal in 2 weekends. And now off the draw, the Zydeco with possession. Zabad trying to lead this one off to Katola with a shot, and that one goes into the chest protector of Oscar Walgren. 5:25 left to go here in period number 1. Final game here for the Zydeco here inside the Storm on Vail Event Center before they make their trip down to Athens, Georgia to take on the Rock Lobsters. So the referee did not like what he saw. So he kicks out Shane Haggerty, sending in Kevin Sabad. With Albrick and Haggerty to his wing. Off the draw, Sabad not able to get this one back. Not exactly a natural centerman is Sabad, as the Dashers Hockey Club will send this one all the way back into the Zydeco end in for an icing. 5:16 left to go here in the first period. A 1-0 your score for the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Narek Alexandrian getting the first goal as he gets his 4th goal in 4 games. Right now going from a 9-goal deficit in a drought, scores 4 and 4. And now seemingly heating up as the Zydeco now have it back into the near boards of the Dashers zone. They'll try to play this one back out to the neutral zone. The Dashers do. Here comes Juwan Davis giving it across to Fisher into the Zydeco territory, giving this one out to the slot, and that one gets picked up, played off by Thornton. Trying to find it back out to Haggerty. Haggerty from Thornton, back to Thornton, into the neutral zone, right across center ice. Thornton with it, trying to play this one off. Here comes Thornton, wrapping it around, and now he has it out to the near right circle. Dropping this one off to McGuire with a shot, and that one hits the iron! And a rebound picked up now by Thornton. Thornton with it, onto the blue line, and that one will be played across to the far boards. Juwan Davis now with it. Davis, he'll try to play this one back. Out to the blue line. Here comes Kevin Sabad to the right circle, and a shot, and that one just goes wide. Picked up now to the blue line. Poke checked away, held in by Sabad. Giving it across to Larwood with a shot and a good save. And that one gets picked up now by the Dashers Hockey Club as it's played off now by McGuire. Larwood has it to the top of the right circle, leaving it off. Here comes Larwood, top of the right circle, and a shot. And that one will be gloved down by Oscar Walgren with 3:49 left to go. Here in the first period, 3:49 left to go here. 1-0 your score for the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Shots on goal, 12-3 for Baton Rouge. We'll get back to you for the remaining of the first period right after this here on the Zydeco YouTube channel.
Everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremontis.com, 225-751-7665.
Does he think he's better than us?
We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh?
Buddy, watch this.
Yeah, you got good hands. But watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald. Scott. Come on in, Scott. Thanks. Scott.
Welcome back here inside the Stormont Vale Event Center, where it is 1-0 for the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Off the draw here in the Dashers' end. Zydeco trying to play this one back down into the Dashers' side of the ice. And now the Zydeco will play this one into their own side as the Dashers now have it into the near corner. Dashers trying to set up shop. Out to the left circle, sending it out in front, not able to find a friendly face. Out to the right circle now, far side. Picked up now by Kuznetsov. And now here comes Ryan Kleber, sending it across. Out to the far boards. He'll send this one across now out to the end boards, where it's played off now by the Dashers Hockey Club. Here come the Dashers. He'll wing this one around into the Zydeco side of the ice, where it's played off now by Nick Catola. He'll just try to play down here behind his own net. That is one thing that Nick Catola does very well, as whenever there's a lot of going on and he wants to quarterback a play, he will find a way to get it back into Gretzky's office as this one gets taken away, out to the left circle, shotting it, and that one just goes wide. Out to the blue line now as Kuznetsov now has it. Top of the left circle, getting this one back down low, and that one gets taken away. Here comes Juwan Davis. Davis into the neutral zone. He gets shoved to the ice. Trying to come up with it is Dustin Henning. Henning going in but off sides. Interesting story about Dustin Henning. You may actually remember that name. So Dustin Henning, who is actually heading off to the sin bin, as I update that. So Dustin Henning, who was last weekend part of the Dashers Hockey Club, or actually no, not last weekend, I beg your pardon. That was one of the rare weekends he was not part of the Dashers Hockey Club, as he was cut earlier on in the season. Now, facing his old team, as we had 2 ejections and 2 suspensions, I guess you can call it that, against the Zydeco. Everett Thompson saw him in the stands as he was trying to take in the scenery and says, "You got your gear? Lace him up. You're going. I'm signing you." As the Dashers will play this one back in their own end. Only in the Fed will you find a story as cool as that, as Cox takes it up and clears it out, where you're just chilling in the stands, former player watching your former team, and the team that is playing your former team saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm pretty sure you got inside secrets. Let's hear them. Strap them on. You're playing." Giving it across out to the slot, and a good save by Brendan Colgan. Back the other way, here come the Zydeco. Out to the right circle, shorthanded, has it on a shot, and that one gets saved off by Oscar Walgren. Juwan Davis to the near side. He'll pitch this one back into his own territory. Here come the Dashers into the neutral zone. He'll lug this one into the Zydeco side of the ice. He'll rip this one around the end boards where it's played off now by the Dashers, Zach Horn. Horn setting up shop, has it across to Zinchenko. To the left circle, near side, back to Zach Horn. Horn steps up and shoots, and that one goes off the shin pad of the Zydeco. McGuire trying to make himself a nuisance as Zinchenko now has it, leaving it up for Salov. Salov behind the net, trying to guide this one out to the blue line, giving it across, out to the right circle, back to the point, and a shot and a good save by Brendan Colgan. Batting this one out of midair by the pedal of his stick. Out to the left circle now, Zinchenko will leave this one out now to the blue line, giving it across and a shot, and that one gets saved and a rebound out in front. Good save, third try, and Brendan Colgan shuts the door. 19 seconds remain here in period number 1. Power play over as that penalty kill brought to you by Wilson Warehouse. We got a face-off here to the far side of the Zydeco end. And off the draw, Dashers with possession, trying to turn this one around, and a stretch pass as Sabad just misses that one. 10 seconds left to go. He looks up to the clock, trying to see if he can find one final shot. Losing the puck, getting it across to Johnson, out to the point. One last shot, and it just goes wide. Rebound, and that one doesn't count. Garrett Johnson, right after the horn, nearly made it 2-0 in the dying seconds of period number 1. After 20 minutes of play, your score is 1-0 for the Zydeco. Shots on goal, 14 for the Zydeco and 6 for the Dashers. When we get back, have a special segment as well as a couple of our returning segments, as we will have the roll call. Make sure you guys put on where you're watching from and where you're cheering on your Baton Rouge Zydeco, and then we'll get you a fresh look at our out-of-town scoreboard and a recap of what happened here in the first. Stick with us right here on the Zydeco YouTube channel.
You can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
At Don Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Don Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
The trust that we offer to our clients is actually, it comes pretty easy for us because we've been doing this a long time, and 90% of the jobs that we get are referrals. You know, that's what we depend on, and we strive to let the customer know that we're going to be here. We will always answer the phone.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
For over 90 years, Don's Seafood has been a Louisiana staple. From the finest Gulf catch to the most authentic Cajun recipes, our commitment to quality and tradition is who we are. Enjoy favorites like our gumbo, jacked up shrimp, seafood salad, steak, and of course, our signature seafood platter. Don's is more than just food. We're a celebration of flavor and family. From our team at Don's Seafood, we want to thank you for the last 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
Does he think he's better than us?
We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh?
Buddy, watch this.
Yeah, you got good hands. Well, watch this. Get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald.
Scott.
Come on in, Scott.
Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
Welcome back here inside the Stormont Vale Event Center, where it is currently 1-0 for the Zydeco. Let's get you the roll call here. See where you all are cheering on your Baton Rouge Zydeco. Starting off, saw a Michigan native in here. We have, of course, my dad. Hello, Dad, from the county of Los Angeles. Nancy Flores watching from Shake and Bake, I'm jealous, in California, West Covina. GW watching from Baton Rouge. Amy Cox, no doubt watching from her hometown up in Columbus, Georgia. The Thorntons watching from Clinton Township in Michigan. Go Zydeco. And he said go, and that's why I say it, because some people say go, and some people say go as it's spelled like Joe. That's why I try to differentiate it. You know, you gotta give it a little credence there. Anyway, we have James DeGroff, Dirk DeGroff watching from Slaughter, Louisiana. Again, Kevin Haggerty, hello from Sterling Heights, Michigan. Methulieza, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Watching from Alvin, Texas. And you said go as it's pronounced, you know, down in Louisiana. Go Zydeco. Amy Cox again watching from Columbus, Georgia. Euro Riffs, Susie and Kieran watching and gaming in Prairieville. Sushi, go and go Zydeco. I am so jealous that you're playing Sushi Go right now. Adam, I'm halfway on my game tonight. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm reading and trying to see where the locations are. Tyler watching from work in St. Gabriel, Louisiana. Claire out in Harana. Cole, the one, the only, Zyde Cole checking in from Zachary, ZYD. Don watching in Hammond tonight, and next weekend going to be live in Athens, so we will look forward to seeing you there. Julie Harris watching from Roseburg, Oregon. Go Zydeco. We have Tracy watching in Watson from her home. Doodle watching from Baton Rouge. Captain Chaos from Denham Springs. Dustin Bergeron watching from New Iberia. David Rose watching from Ponchatoula, Louisiana. 9 watching from Gonzales, Louisiana. Kevin Abad watching from St. Gabriel. Whitney Hicks watching from Paint Corville, Louisiana. The Catolas cheering on the Zydeco from Washington. And Zyda Watts watching from Denham Springs. So tell you what, we're going to get you the out-of-town scoreboard right after this and give you a period recap. Stick with us right here on the Zydeco YouTube channel.
We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. and then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
At Don Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Don Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Welcome back here. I got a couple of more special roll calls. One that I actually did miss, Christine Talbot in the Atlantic Ocean on a cruise ship watching the Zydeco. How impressive there. I would get so seasick if I were you. But you know what? You are championing it out, and you're supporting your Zydeco through thick and thin. And the second one, a very special welcome to Kate Williamson, who's tuning in from the game. Coming in from her home here in Kansas, making her way down to the Zydeco game tonight. All right, let's get you, well, that was a commercial, not that. Let's get you the out-of-town scoreboard. Starting off, it is 5-0 final. Carolina taking down the HC Venom. In the third period, the Danbury hat trick have a 9-3 lead over the Watertown Wolves. The Binghamton Black Bears, a 4-2 lead in the third period over the Mississippi Sea Wolves. And in the third period, the Colorado River Dragons and the Athens Rock Lobsters are both scoreless. The Monroe Moccasins have a 2-1 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats in the second period. And the Port Huron Prowlers have a 2-2 tie against the Motor City Rockers. And of course, here in the event center, here in Topeka, it is 1-0 Zydeco. Let's get you the NHL out-of-town scoreboard, and ooh, we have a lot. Starting off, it is a 3-3 tie against the Montreal Canadiens and the New Jersey Devils. The Ottawa Senators have a 2-1 lead against the Toronto Maple Leafs, both of those games in the third period. And also in the third period, a 1-0 lead for the Detroit Red Wings over the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Columbus Blue Jackets have a 2-1 lead over the Los Angeles Kings, who just tied it with an empty net with 1:05 left to go in the third. If you can't tell, I'm a Kings fan. The Dallas Stars have a 2-0 lead over the St. Louis Blues with 7:30 left to go in the third. The Calgary Flames have a 3-1 lead over the Minnesota Wild in the third period. In the second intermission, the Carolina Hurricanes have a 2-1 lead over the New York Islanders. Later tonight at 10 p.m., all games remaining at 10 o'clock, the Vancouver Canucks will take on the Washington Capitals at 10 p.m. Eastern. The Anaheim Ducks, playing in the Duck Pond, will host the Nashville Predators. In the Bay Area at SAP Center, the San Jose Sharks will take on the Florida Panthers. And final scores from around the league: the Boston Bruins taking down the Colorado Avalanche 3-1 after a blockbuster trade shipping out Mikko Rantanen. The Edmonton Oilers getting a regulation win over the Buffalo Sabres 3-2. And in Climate Pledge Arena, the Seattle Washington Kraken taking down the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-1. We'll get you a period recap before we head on to period number 2 right after this.
To our clients is actually, it comes pretty easy for us because we've been doing this a long time, and 90% of the jobs that we get are referrals. You know, that's what we depend on, and we strive to let the customer know that we're going to be here. We will always answer the phone.
So beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Welcome back here inside this event center here in Topeka, Kansas, where the Zydeco have a slim 1-0 lead over the Danville Hockey Club. Here in the middle frame, period of the long change, Zydeco and the Dashers. Catch you up here in case you're just watching in the first period. Night started off with a guy who was facing adversity but quickly turning into the hottest player on the Zydeco, Nareth Alexanian, netting his 4th goal in 4 games, making it 1-0 for the Zydeco as we drop the puck and drop the gloves, as again for the 2nd straight night, it is Caleb Mellison taking a couple of shots to the face. He is in front of the scorekeeper's box, trying to jar it loose, getting his hands loose, trying to rip the helmet off, trying to pull the jersey over the head there as he connects on one hit, connects on the other, taking a couple of shots to the old Coconata as he's able to grapple his head behind the head of number 41 on the Dashers. And finally, referees saying that's enough. Trying to showboat a little bit here. And both will go for fighting. So everybody getting to their feet and getting to watch another hockey scrap. 2 seconds burned off, and now we will start the second period proper. Heading into this second period, shots on goal, 14 for the Zydeco and 6 for the Dashers. Off the draw, Zydeco kicking off this middle frame with possession back of their own zone. It is Brody Thornton. Thornton from behind his net, trying to guide this one back up front. That gets taken away by the Dashers, ripped away back by Kevin Sabad. Sabad getting it taken away by Joan Davis, who will just dump this one deep into the Zydeco end. Picked up now by the Zydeco, intercepted by Fisher to the far boards. Zydeco trapped in their own zone. Joan Davis trying to punch this one along to Browson. Joan Davis getting it back as he'll swap this one out to the blue line with a shot from the right circle near side of the Zydeco end. Gets saved off easily by Brendan Colgan. Here come the Zydeco from their own end. Here comes Thornton. Thornton from the neutral zone will toe drag one, have it to the right circle and a shot, and that one gets darted high and wide. Joan Davis will leave this one across, and now the puck skitters its way back into the Zydeco end. Hard pass back to Thornton into the Dashers end. He'll get this one across into Cox, far corner, back to the end boards, back to Cox with a shot, and that one goes high and wide. Picked up now by the Zydeco, ripped away by the Dashers as they'll try to get this one back into the Zydeco side of the ice. Kitola now has it. Kitola back up ice into the neutral zone, and that one will be taken away and darted back down into the Zydeco end with 18:30 left to go in the second. Cox, stretch pass with a streaking play, right down low and a shot and a good save. Stopped up, Scott Chirac will give it across to Kitola. Out to the right circle, far side, where it gets picked up now by McGuire. McGuire loses the puck, gets it back, out to the slot, drop pass to Cox, and a good save. McGuire from the far boards will try to drop this one off as he gets this one back into the neutral zone. And he'll play this one around the boards where it's played out in front. That one will be darted back down low where it's played off now by Kitola. Back the other way come the Dashers. Miettinen dropping this one off to the blue line, ripped away. And now here come the Zydeco. Narek Alexanian, who had the game's first goal, has it to the right circle, trying to get it around. Wraparound, try save, rebound, scores! Dmitry Kuznetsov does the Kuzi celebration, making it 2-0 Zydeco. (17:28) here in the second. As the Russian sniper wrapping it around, netting his 11th goal of the season, 24th goal of the campaign, making it 2-0 Zydeco. Stretch pass here for the Danville Hockey Club as Brendan Colgan cuts it down, sending it out to Sapad. Here comes Haggerty into the Dashers zone. He'll leave this one off for Kevin Sapad. Deep inside the Dashers territory. Stopped up now to the blue line with a shot, and that one just goes wide. Picked up now by Haggerty. Haggerty twisting and turning, leaving this one across, and that one gets ripped away as it gets played off now by the Dashers. Dashers with possession back in their own zone, trying to play this one back across as that one will be played back down by Brendan Colgan. Trying to play this one back down low for Dustin Henning. Henning out in front, a shot, a good save by Colgan. Brendan Colgan shutting the door. (16:36). And Brendan Colgan is well into the game. Out to take the face-off, Nick Ketola. And now off the draw, Zydeco with possession. Beg your pardon, it was actually Jake Cox who was taking the face-off. As it gets picked up, cleared out by Thomas McGuire all the way back down. No icing, says the linesman. So Miettinen now has it. Miettinen will just elect to stall play out a little bit as the Zydeco on the back check. Browson gets it poke checked away by Thornton. Here comes Thornton into the Dasher's end as he tries to leave this one off. Thornton gets it back and a shot, and that one hits the outside of the post. Back to Thornton as he has it to the near boards. Thornton trying to jar this one loose of the Dashers as they'll streak back the other way. Here comes Davis with a stretch pass all the way across where it's played off now by the Dashers. Ripped away as Cox gets taken down to the ice. Here comes Larwood. Larwood in but offside, says the linesman. Actually, he says that there is a hand pass with 15:35 left to go in the second. Shots on goal here, just under 5 minutes gone in the second period. 17 for the Zydeco and 8 for the Dashers. And your score now, thanks to Dmitry Kuznetsov, is 2-0 Zydeco. Referee not liking what he sees. Like an interior designer, making sure everything's perfect before he lays down the puck. And off the draw, Zydeco stretching back in their own zone as it'll get played off now by Garrett Johnson. Johnson from behind his own net, leaving it off for Ryan Kleber. Up the ice, trying to find it back to the near side where Kleber will now get it. Kleber, Narek Alexanian a little shaken up after he gets tripped up by the blue line monster. And it gets played off now by the Zydeco into the near side in front of the scorekeeper's box where it gets shoveled along by the Dashers, intercepted by Narek Alexanian. Alexanian will send this one around the boards. Stapled to the boards was Juseki Jamunji. Out to the near side, the Zydeco within the Dashers zone, pitching it across out to the right circle, getting it out in front, and that shot just going wide. Out to the blue line with a shot, and that one will get saved off by Oscar Walgren. 14:41 left to go here in the second period. So we'll step aside here. 2-0 your score for the Baton Rouge Zydeco. But before we go, we'll pause a few moments to thank some of our sponsors. Thank you for your continued support. Bad Boy Bail Bonds, Geico, LaBerge Casino Hotel, Mealy Printing, Gulf Coast Office Products, Tracy Furlough Agency, Tanger Factory Outlet, Frankie's Doghouse, Will Scott, Go Bearded, GEO Heat, Church Funeral Home, Visit Baton Rouge, Local Bar and Kitchen, WBRZ, Wilson Warehouse, and Midi-City Tower. Thank you also to our Booster Club for all of your hard work and dedication, and thank you to our season ticket holders and to all Zydeco fans supporting your Zydeco. We will get back to you here on the Zydeco YouTube channel right after this. 2-0 Baton Rouge, they lead here in the second.
For over 90 years, Don's Seafood has been a Louisiana staple. From the finest Gulf catch to the most authentic Cajun recipes, our commitment to quality and tradition is who we are. Enjoy favorites like our gumbo, jacked up shrimp, seafood salad, steak, and of course, our signature seafood platter. Don's is more than just food. We're a celebration of flavor and family. From our team at Don's Seafood, we want to thank you for the last 90 years.
Welcome back here inside the event center here in Topeka, Kansas. Off the draw, the Zydeco with possession, turning it over to the Dashers Hockey Club. Back the other way is Davis into the Zydeco end with a shot and a save and a rebound out in front as it gets picked up now by Ulbrich. Ulbrich with a defensive play to end all defensive plays. Has it through the neutral zone, leaving it up for Sabad. Out to the near side left circle. Sabad getting it out in front and a shot, and that one just goes wide. Picked up now by Ulbrich, but that one gets taken away as it gets picked up now by Thornton. Sabad leaving this one back. Kevin Sabad has it through the neutral zone, giving it off to Thornton, out to the near side, wrapping it around, has it behind the net as he picks this one up to the right circle. Thornton from the far boards, out to the blue line. Here comes Haggerty with a shot and a save and a rebound, and it gets picked up by the Dashers, trying to clear. They have it now to the far boards, picked up now by Davis. Davis will send this one all the way back into the Zydeco side of the ice. Here come the Dashers Hockey Club with a chance out in front and a good blockered attention by Brendan Colgan under duress, but ultimately the shot going wide. Still a good reaction from the netminder. As a distance shot, a little bit of an easier save for Colgan as he's able to turn this one aside. Stretch pass here for the Zydeco as Kevin Sabad will just rip this one into the Dashers zone and go off for a line change. Got a loose piece of lumber right behind the net as the Zydeco will try to play this one across. Here comes Larwood, giving it across out to the far boards. Stopped up, stutter step, leaving this one off to the right circle, a shot, scores! Tyler Larwood getting this one from in front of the net mouth, tipping it home. 3-0 Zydeco. So the Topeka Roadrunners making their return for this one weekend as the Zydeco. Next weekend, it's going to be another tribute here between the Scarecrows and the Runners, but it won't be the Zydeco in the jerseys as Brendan Colgan turns this one over. Puck just skitters on him as he tried to control it behind the net. Took in a little bit of an awkward bounce as the Zydeco now with possession. They'll leave this one off. Back the other way, here come the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Out to the slot, trying to get this one out in front. Stopped up to the blue line, but we will have a call in this one against, I believe, the Dashers, as the Zydeco will be heading on to their very first power play, brought to you by Badgers Heating and Air. So a power play for the Zydeco. So far this season, 24%, good enough for third place in the league. Trying to kind of stat pad that tonight. And off the draw, Haggerty trying to win this one out to the side. Zydeco, little bit of a scrum there into the near corner, where it's played off now to the end boards. Stopped up now. Again, another foot battle ensues as Haggerty jars it loose as the Zydeco try to set up shop. Out to the blue line as Thornton now has it. He'll get this one back down low to the left circle. From the left circle on to the blue line with a shot from Thornton going into the glove of Oscar Walgren. Last night, it was Parker Rutherford in net, and he played unconscious. Ultimately losing last night's game 3-2, still getting a .906 save percentage and making highlight reel saves. And his cohort Bailey Stevens was no slouch as he was able to sprawl out and keep his team ahead. Zydeco setting up shop here on the power play from the point, getting it out to the right circle, centering it out in front, but that one's not able to go. Stopped up now to the near boards as the Zydeco drop this one off to Kevin Sabad. Sabad from the near side, trying to get this one out in front to the right circle, and that one goes across, near side, and a shot, and that one gets saved off by Oscar Walgren. 11:01 left to go here in the second period, and these Zydeco have been playing absolutely stellar to start the first half of this middle frame. Shots on goal with 11:01 left to go in the second, 21 for the Zydeco and 10 for the Dashers Hockey Club. It's 3-0 Zydeco. Off the draw here on the power play. Zydeco trying to play this one back down. They'll give it across out to Nick Katola. Katola from the far side, out to the near side, getting it back to Katola to the blue line. Back down low, here comes Alexanian trying to get this one out in front, but that one gets taken away by the Dashers Hockey Club with a 2-on-1 developing. Back the other way, out to the left circle, it goes to Juan Davis, but he'll just elect to smartly play this one back to his own bench and kill off a little bit more of this power play time. Dashers with it. He'll try to get this one back down as Nick Katola will glove this one back down, and you'll be wondering why that wasn't a hand pass as Nick Katola with a shot, save rebound out in front, another shot, and that one just goes wide. Picked up now out to the blue line. Power play for another 14 seconds. Short-handed break back the other way, 2-on-2 with a shot, and that one just goes wide as the Dashers Hockey Club trying to find the Zydeco sleeping. Dashers will send this one back into the near side. Nick Katola with 9:50 left to go here in the second period. He'll send this one back the other way. Power play over. Nick Albrick. Albrick with it to the blue line, trying to get this one back down low to Sabad. Into the Dashers zone, near side from the corner. Dashers trying to bully off the puck, and the Zydeco going from right to left offensively. But now they're going from left to right defensively, I should have said, as Nick Albrick now has it. He'll send it across to Sabad, but a little bit too hot to handle as the Dashers now have it. They'll tip this one back into the Zydeco end. McGuire turning it over, out to the right circle, and a shot, and that one gets darted high and wide. Not able to take control of the puck and take advantage of that turnover with the Dashers, but now the Zydeco avoiding catastrophe there after a clear-cut turnover, able to go out for a line change. And now back the other way, here come the Dashers as the puck just flutters in on goal, but that one gets played around by Brendan Colgan, leaving it off for Dustin Henning. Here come the Dashers from their own side. They'll try to play this one back down. And that one gets taken away by Garrett Johnson. Johnson from in front of the scorekeeper's box. Jake Cox with possession, has numbers, trying to get it from his feet, centering it out in front, and that one gets taken away by the Dashers. And now here comes Kevin Sabad as he gets taken away. Scott Chirac trying in to help, and a big hit thrown by Johnson. As that one gets taken away, Zinchenko up in arms, asking why there wasn't a call. Jake Cox sends this one across. Here come the Zydeco into the Dashers zone. Larwood from the near side, trying to leave it off for Cox. Sending it out in front to the left circle, dangling it in front, and a shot, and that one just goes wide. Not able to pull the trigger in front of the net was Scott Chirac. They'll leave this one out to the near side to Salov. Salov. Stretch pass going all the way back down. As it's played all the way across. Zinchenko into the Zydeco end. Turned over to Brody Thornton. Here comes Narek Alexanian now. Through the neutral zone into the Dashers side of the ice. He'll just elect to dump this one off the glass. And now the puck will flutter its way from the end board. Stopped up now to the blue line. From the right circle, trying to send this one out in front was Nick Katola. Out to the near side, out to the blue line now, settled by Thornton, getting it back down low, and a chance and a shot, and that one just gets blockered away And now a clearing attempt going all the way down. No icing, says the linesman, as Brendan Colgan trying to spring step Brody Thornton. Thornton into the Dashers' side of the ice with a shot just going wide. Stopped up and cleared out by the Dashers. Solo mission back either way. Here come the Dashers with a shot from the right circle near side and a good save by Brendan Colgan. 6:34 left to go here in period number 2. Your score is 3-0 for the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Shots on goal, 24 for the Zydeco and 10 for the Dashers. When we get back, we'll get you the remaining 6:34 left to go in the second period. Stick with us right here on the Zydeco YouTube channel.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
Does he think he's better than us?
We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh?
Buddy, watch this.
Yeah, you got good hands. But watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald.
Scott.
Come on in, Scott.
Thanks.
Scott, you ready?
Welcome back here to the event center here in Topeka, Kansas. Off the draw, the Zydeco with it back in their own zone. Having a lot of momentum here as they try to play this one back down the ice. All the way across, out to the blue line, giving it across, and a shot from the left circle, and that one gets saved off by Oscar Walgren. Out to the near boards. And now the Zydeco chasing it back in their own zone after a Dasher's clearing. Zabad leaving this one back for McGuire. And he'll try to send this one back up. Here comes Kevin Sabad. Sabad leaving it across to Haggerty on sides. Has it to the far boards. Trying to give this one across. Albrick giving it now to McGuire to the point. Out to the right circle. McGuire stops up, centers, no one home as Thornton gives it out to the point. Puck just bounces on Haggerty as he swats this one back in to the far corner. Picked up now by the Dashers and cleared all the way back down as giving chase was John Wick, but not able to. Chirac leaving this one back down, trying to find it back to Larwood. Back to Chirac to the blue line of the Dashers zone, giving it across to the point to Thornton with a shot, and that one just gets darted wide. Picked up now by Chirac, leaving it off as McGuire trying to turn this one around. Delayed off sides, says the referee. And off the ice goes John Wick. And will someone please get this man a line change? There you go. Finally able to quote a John Wick movie. Out to the near side of the neutral zone. Here comes Cox. All the way back down. Zinchenko trying to leave it back for Cox. Has it back into the left circle. Stops up, stutter steps from the hash marks. Out to the slot. Out in front. And that one gets taken away as Nick Catola nearly had the game's fourth goal. Back the other way, though. Here comes Zinchenko into the goal and a shot. Scores. That was an excellent move by Bowden Zinchenko. Playing in his 24th game played, netting his 5th goal of the season for his 11th point on this campaign. And he makes it 3-1. pulling out the old Peter Forsberg, or you can call it the Andrzej Kopitar shootout move, as he just goes across his body, one hand tucked it across the body of Brendan Colgan, and he ruins what would have been a shutout. Back into the action we go. Here come the Dashers from their own end. They'll try to guide this one back out to center ice, where it's played back down right in front of the netminder. That one gets taken away from the bench, and a shot, and it gets saved off by Brendan Colgan. So we'll get another stoppage, and we'll head on for a little bit of a break with 4:14 left to go in the second. Your score is 3-1 for the Baton Rouge Zydeco now. Shots on goal at 25-12 in favor of the Zydeco. We'll get back to you right here on the Zydeco YouTube channel. Stick with us.
All right, Scott, we're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott, good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
At Don Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course,
And welcome back here inside the Stormont Vale Event Center. It is 3-1 for the Zydeco. Moments ago, it was Bohdan Zinchenko finding his 5th goal of the season after a very nice deke. I read someone in the chat, and with me, I am supportive of the Zydeco, but I have to call it as a season. That shot really got Brendan Colgan because his momentum was shifting anyway. I don't think he was ran into, otherwise I believe the referee would have made that call, but I believe what had happened was the momentum of Brendan Colgan going from left to right, and then the puck just going across his body was just enough to fool him. And I will flash you back to 2010, and it was an actually very cool game if you were there live at Honda Center, as the Los Angeles Kings trying to clinch their first playoff berth in over a decade against their crosstown rivals. And in the shootout, the 1 point that would have got the Kings into the playoffs landed on the stick of Andrzej Kopitar, who made a similar move, winging way wide, going in front of the net, getting Jonas Hiller to go from left to right. And as soon as he made the commitment, Kopitar one-hand deked all the way around, as this one's called offsides, and we will get a face-off. One-hand deked and tucked it home, netting the Kings the win and sending Los Angeles to the playoffs for the first time in 10 years, where they ultimately lost in 6 games against the Vancouver Canucks. So that move was very much an essence of that shot that Bohdan Zinchenko had right now. And funny I mentioned the Vancouver Canucks, I see a neon green Henrik Sedin jersey here in attendance, as Albrecht will turn this one around as it gets punched along to the right circle. From the far side, the Danville Hockey Club will send this one the length of the ice into the Zydeco end, pitched up into the left circle as Bowson now has it. Browson out to the blue line with a shot going in on goal, and that one just gets tipped wide. 2:45 left to go here in the middle frame. Jawan Davis pitching it out to the blue line with a shot that's going wide and a rebound out in front, and that one gets saved by the stick of Brendan Colgan as Fisher's shot finds the glove of Colgan, who is sharp as attack and able to glove it down. 2:29 left to go. Shots on goal, 25 for the Zydeco and 13 for the Dashers. Your score now is 3-1 for the Zydeco, a.k.a. for the weekend, the Roadrunners. And now off the draw. Zydeco will send this one all the way back down into the Dashers' end where it's stopped up now, trying to find it back to Scott Chirac. As that one gets played back by the Dashers Hockey Club. Dashers with it in the neutral zone, stopped up now by Cox. That one gets ripped away by Scott Chirac. Chirac, cross-ice pass, trying to find it back to Tyler Larwood. Getting into the zone, that gets rejected right on the line as Scott Chirac now has it. He'll leave this one in to the left circle near side. Toe drag out behind the net, trying to wrap this one around, but that one gets taken away by the Dashers Hockey Club as they'll try to rush back the other way into the Zydeco end. From the top of the right circle, a shot, and that one just gets blocked out to the corner. From the near corner, skated back out to the blue line with a shot, hits the post from distance. Johnson trying to play this one back. A little bit of animosity here in the Zydeco end as Tyler Larwood will clear this one all the way back. No icing, says the linesman, as it gets touched up now by the Dashers. They'll try to play this one back down as it gets played off now by Henning. Going in, but offsides. So if you missed the story, it's a very interesting one, how we ended up with Dustin Henning on the Zydeco bench. Last night, we saw 3 ejections, 3 guys kicked out, one of them being head coach Everett Thompson. And during his kick out, he looked to the crowd and saw that Dustin Henning was in attendance watching his former team. As the Zydeco turned this one over into the Dashers' end, taken up by the Dashers into the right circle of the Zydeco end with a shot, and that one gets hit out to the corner by Brendan Colgan for another easy save. Has it to the near corner, trying to play this one as the puck just gets buckled into the near half wall, ripped away by Thornton, and he'll turn this one around and clear it out to this neutral zone. 1 minute left to go here in period number 2. 45 seconds on the clock as Thornton brings it in on goal, trying to get this one on net, but that one gets taken away by the Dashers Hockey Club. Back the other way, here come the Dashers. Into the right circle, a shot, and that one gets saved off by Brendan Colgan. So 33 on the clock anyway. He turns to Dustin Henning and says, "You have anything you're going to be doing tomorrow night, boss?" And he says, "No, coach, I don't, in fact. Nothing going on." He says, "How would you like to attend this hockey game again, this time in full gear, preferably on the Zydeco bench?" And he says, "Why, that sounds just lovely." I am paraphrasing, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it didn't happen that way, but I have a very good inkling that both of them are upstanding gentlemen, so maybe it had something to do like that. Here come the Zydeco back the other way, and they'll just try to shove this one out to the neutral zone where it's stopped up now by the Zydeco. Into the near side, Jake Cox trying to hold this one into the line. That one gets taken away, played off now by Nick Catola. Leaving it off for Chirac, getting the zone, has it to the slot and a shot, and that one just gets started wide. Haggerty trying to get this one out in front, but that one will be cleared out of play as the time ticks off. After 40 minutes of play, it is 3-1 for the Zydeco. Shots on goal, 25 for the Zydeco and 17 for the Dashers. When we get back, we will get you an out-of-town scoreboard watch, a recap of what happened, and we have a very special guest joining us on the broadcast here to close out the final period here in Topeka. So stick right here with us here on the Zydeco YouTube channel.
The party doesn't start until Don Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
The trust that we offer to our clients is actually, it comes pretty easy for us because we've been doing this a long time, and 90% of the jobs that we get are referrals. You know, that's what we depend on, and we strive to let the customer know that we're going to be here. We will always answer the phone.
Welcome back here inside the Stormont Vale Event Center, where it is 1-0 for the Baton Rouge Zydeco. I'm going to be doing the period recap as well as the out-of-town scoreboard kind of conjointly because we have a very special guest that I really want to get to right after I get you guys all these updates. The Carolina Thunderbirds have a 5-0 win over the HC Venom, so that will lock the Zydeco still in second place. The Danbury Hat Tricks have a 9-3 lead over the Watertown Wolves in the third period. And final scores from around the league, the Birmingham Black Bears have a 4-2 win over the Mississippi Sea Wolves. And in a shootout, the Athens Rock Lobsters able to win 1-0 against the Colorado River Dragons. In the third period, the Monroe Moccasins and the Blue Ridge Bobcats tied up at 2 apiece. In the third period, the Port Huron Prowlers and the Motor City Rockers are skating. The Prowlers have a 3-2 lead currently in the final frame. Around the league here in the NHL now, the Carolina Hurricanes and the Islanders heading to overtime tied up at 2 apiece. And in the first period, the Anaheim Ducks and the Nashville Predators still scoreless. The Vancouver Canucks and the Washington Capitals still scoreless. And the San Jose Sharks and the Florida Panthers still scoreless. Final scores from around the league. The Boston Bruins have a 3-1 win over the Colorado Avalanche. The Edmonton Oilers taking a regulation win 3-2 against the Buffalo Sabres. The Seattle Kraken winning 4-1 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The New Jersey Devils winning in overtime 4-3 against the Montreal Canadiens. The Ottawa Senators in regulation taking down the Toronto Maple Leafs 2-1. And the Detroit Red Wings able to shut out the Tampa Bay Lightning 2-0. While the Columbus Blue Jackets winning in overtime against the Los Angeles Kings 3-2. And the Dallas Stars shutting out the St. Louis Blues 2-0. And finally, the Calgary Flames winning 5-4 in regulation against the Minnesota Wild. So far in the game, 3-1 for the Baton Rouge Zydeco. In the first period, it was Narek Alexanian getting the period's only goal, making it 1-0 Zydeco, that one unassisted. In the second period, it was Dmitry Kuznetsov finding the back of the net to the assist of Ryan Kleber and Narek Alexanian, making it 2-0 Zydeco. And Tyler Larwood would join the party 5 minutes later to the assist of Jake Cox, making it 3-0 Zydeco. And ruining the shutout was Bowden Zinchenko with an absolutely gorgeous move to beat Brendan Colgan far side to the assist of Braden Crow. Shots on goal after 40 minutes of play, 25 for the Zydeco and 17 for the Dashers. When we get back, I'll have a very special guest for you who will be joining us for the rest of the broadcast. So stick with us right here on the Zydeco YouTube channel.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
For over 90 years, Don's Seafood has been a Louisiana staple. From the finest Gulf catch to the most authentic Cajun recipes, our commitment to quality and tradition is who we are. Enjoy favorites like our gumbo, jacked up shrimp, seafood salad, steak, and of course, our signature seafood platter. Don's is more than just food. We're a celebration of flavor and family. From our team at Don's Seafood, we want to thank you for the last 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
Does he think he's better than us?
We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh?
Buddy, watch this.
Yeah, you got good hands. Well, watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald.
Scott.
Come on in, Scott.
Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client, what do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
At Don's Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake.
Welcome back here inside the Stormont Vale Event Center. With me, I have the new play-by-play announcer for the Topeka hockey team. I was trying to think of the name. It's like they don't even have a name yet officially.
Not yet. I don't have a clue as to what they will be called. It could be Roadrunners, could be Scarecrows, could be something totally new.
Well, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience at home?
Hey, everybody, I'm Bob Renison. I was the broadcaster for the Topeka Scarecrows when they were in the Central Hockey League, and then I came back to Topeka and did the play-by-play for the Topeka Tarantulas, who were in the Central League for 1 season. By the way, before I worked for the Topeka Scarecrows, I was the voice of the Wichita Thunder, and then after the Tarantulas, I did 13 years with a team in Independence, Missouri. First, they were called the Missouri Mavericks, as they were in the Central Hockey League. Then they went to the ECHL, and after that, they became the Kansas City Mavericks. So 13 years in all in the town I live in, Independence, Missouri. But I'm looking forward to making the hour and 20-minute drive for games next season to call the action here at the Stormont Vale Event Center in Topeka, Kansas. And if you have the opportunity next season, be sure and make the journey here to Topeka from Baton Rouge, or if you're watching from anywhere else. This is a great venue. A lot of fans will be on hand every night, as you have in Baton Rouge, and it will get noisy.
It has gotten noisy this weekend. Certainly almost a sellout crowd again tonight. Tell me, back in the CHL days, did you see crowds like this?
Yes, we did, especially the first 2 years of the Topeka Scarecrows. This building used to hold 7,777, and during their first season, 3 times they sold the place out. Both seasons, they averaged almost 5,000 fans per game, and in the middle of the second season, the team was purchased, and the gentleman announced that he was going to move them to the USHL. And the USHL, great junior league, but the fans were used to professional hockey, and so they weren't happy about that, not all of them. Although, once again, great league, but the average attendance dropped quite a bit, and so Topeka had a team called the Scarecrows in the USHL for 2 seasons. They were gone. There's no hockey until a year later when the Topeka Tarantulas came in.
So when you were calling for the Scarecrows and Tarantulas, how did you get into the broadcasting gig?
Oh my gosh, someone up there's looking out for me. I've had a lot of breaks, but many, many years ago, shortly after I graduated from high school back in 1977, that's before all of you were born, I moved to Houston, and they had a team in the World Hockey Association called the Houston Aeros. When I got there, Gordy, Mark, and Marty Howe had already departed for the Whalers, but I had a great time, and I got to meet Jerry Trupiano, who was the voice of the Houston Aeros, and I said, I want to go into broadcasting just like you, and Jerry said, get a cassette recorder, find an empty spot in the building, and practice play-by-play. So that's what I did. By the way, Jerry Trupiano went to the Northeast, and he became the voice of the Boston Red Sox, and he called their games when they ended that streak of 947 years without winning the World Series. But I started practicing play-by-play. I moved back to Kansas City, and they had a Detroit affiliate, the Kansas City Red Wings, so I broadcast from the seats, and then the people at Kemper Arena said, hey, just use one of our booths. Took broadcasting classes at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, and oh my gosh, did a lot of high school activities, broadcast-wise. Finally got a break to work with a professional team, with an indoor soccer team called the Kansas City Attack, and went from there to the Wichita Thunder and many places, and I always wanted to broadcast games. The best thing about it is the people that I have met over the years. Just wonderful people. That is the #1 reason I do this.
So now that professional hockey is making its way back here to Topeka, how excited are you to call for these new FPHL guys?
Oh my gosh, it has been 5 years since I've worked for a professional hockey team, and 3 years, 5 years since I've traveled with one, 3 years since I've broadcast professional hockey, and I've been going crazy waiting for this opportunity. Big thanks to Don Kernan, who spoke with me when I called him. Big thanks to Barry Soskin. Big thanks as well to Don Lewis, and thanks to Chris for doing everything that they could to make this happen. Also thanks to Kellen Seitz, who is the manager of the Stormont Vale Arena. My wife Abby has put up with a lot, but she's happy about this too. And it was just magic coming out here last night. It was wonderful seeing so many friends that I used to see so often when I called the games of the Scarecrows and the Tarantulas. So, am I excited? Yes!
We're excited to have you back in the booth, and I am excited to share this third period with you. I am looking so forward to it.
I'm looking forward to going to places around the league. Of the teams in the league right now, there's only one building I've ever called a game in, and that is in Columbus, Georgia. The Columbus Cottonmouths were in the Central Hockey League. In fact, my first year in Wichita, they won the Central Hockey League Championship. But I'm looking forward to seeing Baton Rouge, Monroe, Athens will be nice going back there. My daughter spent 5 years in that city going to UGA. Go Bulldogs. Also Binghamton, New York, and just all the places around this league. I am pumped to go see them.
And we're pumped to hear you for the third period. Thank you so much for joining us here, Bob.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.
And we appreciate you as we will get back here for the third period, where we will have the new play-by-play guy joining us as the color commentator here for period number 3. Looking forward to it.
Right.
Mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Don Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
The trust that we offer to our clients is actually, it comes pretty easy for us because we've been doing this a long time, and 90% of the jobs that we get are referrals. You know, that's what we depend on, and we strive to let the customer know that we're going to be here. We will always answer the phone.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Find more of what you're looking for.
Welcome back here inside the Stormont Vale Event Center. With me I have Bob, who is going to be the color commentator tonight, but he's going to be the play-by-play announcer for the new Topeka FPHL team. We're getting ready. It is 3-1 here for the Roadrunners, aka the Zydeco. As Fisher glides in to take the draw, he'll be facing off against Haggerty. So far in the game, Bob, what do you think?
Well, I missed a lot of it because I was helping some kids get on the ice. But last night, well, I'm glad that Danville made it a close game. I know that you want to see a few more goals between the Zydeco and the Dashers, but it was great having a close game, especially for all of these fans. One thing that they have in the Federal League that fans are absolutely going to love, something that's been around in hockey since the start of it, the gloves come off.
Yeah, especially here in the FPHL. We like to joke that the F in the FPHL stands for fighting.
Oh, yeah.
As the puck just goes into the near corner where it's played off now by the Zydeco, and they'll try to clear this one. This one gets held in by Miettinen. He'll gleam it across the boards, and now the Zydeco with it in the neutral zone, where it's played off now by Davis, getting it on net technically, as it gets played off now by Brendan Colgan, who has been pretty hot this year, Bob, as he has his 13th win so far in the season. Trying to get this one in is Kevin Sabad, as it gets bodied off the puck right behind of the Dashers' net. Played off now by Zinchenko. Zinchenko, he'll flutter the puck back into the Zydeco end. Stopped up now by Larwood, where it's played off now behind the net by Kevin Larwood, leaving it off. And now here comes McGuire, leaving it off for Scott Chirac. Back to Larwood, into the Dashers' end with a backhand shot, and a good save by Oscar Walgren.
Brian, when I was with those youngsters who skated during part of the first intermission, we were waiting back in the skate room, which the Zydeco walked by on their way to the dressing room, and I told the kids whenever they see Stevens walk by, yell, "Go Ice Bears." He played for Missouri State, which is in Springfield, not too far from here, as they have an ACHA team, the Ice Bears of Missouri State.
Sorry to break up this story, as Zinchenko has a shot on the far boards, trying to staple the puck from the end boards, now getting it to the near side where it's played off now to the left circle. Miettinen holding this one back in, and a shot just gets deflected wide. Picked up now by Cox, trying to clear the zone. It gets held in by the Scarecrows technically tonight, aka the Dashers. He'll send this one across out to the far boards as Larwood now has it. He'll try to send this one back out to the near side where Zinchenko will give it across. Here come the Dashers into the Zydeco end, out to the blue line. A delayed offsides may generate a rush back the other way here for the Zydeco. Here comes Kuznetsov, sidestepping one, giving it across out to the slot, and a shot, and that one goes high and wide. Good block out in front where it's played off now by the Zydeco, held into the blue line as it gets played off now to the left circle. Alexanian playing this one from the end boards. Alexanian twisting, turning, dipsy, doodling, giving it across out to the near corner from the right circle. Out to the slot, giving it across to McGuire, a shot and a good save by Walgren.
Brian on the ice, he's leaving now in a line change, is number 19, Quinn O'Reilly. My first year broadcasting Wichita Thunder hockey, they drafted and signed a player from St. Francis Xavier in Nova Scotia, a native of Stratford, Ontario, Sean O'Reilly. He is the father of Quinn. Sean just stayed in Wichita after he retired. He and his wife, Kim, they are here in the building as Quinn just recently joined this Dashers team. Sean, tremendous guy. It was so much fun calling his games and traveling with him. He is now the manager of the Wichita Ice Center.
Now off the draw here to the left circle as the Scarecrows trying to play this one back in their own zone. Miettinen. Dashers with it back in their own side. Backhand pass. They'll try to play this one across. Here come the Dashers from their own end. From the neutral zone, they'll give this one across to Juwan Davis, getting this one taken away, ripping it right back. Juwan Davis for the Dashers. Out to the end boards, trying to send this one out in front. Juwan Davis centering it out in front to the slot, and a good shot and a better save by Colgan. And that one will be played dead.
Well, falling on the puck just now was Fisher, and he just could not get back to his skates, and, well, the puck was under him, so play was stopped.
You know, a player who used to do that a lot, Chris Chelios. In fact, they actually made a rule about it.
Native of Chicago, and I believe he was on the '84 Olympic team.
Yes, sir, he was. So 17:01 left to go here in the third period. 3-1 your score in favor of the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Shots on goal at 27-20 in favor of Baton Rouge. Now off the draw, Zydeco back in their own zone, trying to play this one around the boards. Zydeco with possession. They'll play this one back up ice as Kevin Sabat, as that one will be played off now by Haggerty. Haggerty trying to find it back to Dustin Henning. Henning will clear this one back into the Dashers side of the ice. And now here come the Dashers, turning this one over at center ice. Back the other way, here comes Haggerty with a shot out in front to the left circle, and that one will be poke-checked away as the Dashers with possession going back the other way. 2-on-1, in a cross, and a shot hits the post with the shot!
Ding-dong off the pipe.
And now the Zydeco with a little bit of breath of relief trying to get this one out. Hackett's held in with a shot to the slot and a backhand try. Good save by Colgan. Out to the near corner where it's played off now by the Dashers. That one will be played off now by Haggerty, and Haggerty will just harmlessly lift this one to the Dashers side of the ice. Here comes Miettinen into the near side, right circle. He'll glide this one to the far side, and a chance out in front. That won't get played across. Out to the right circle. Stops up to the far hash marks in front of the far half wall, centering it out in front, and whiffing on it was number 26, or beg your pardon, 22, Brody Slacks. Now back the other way, the Dashers with it in the neutral zone. They'll send this one out to the blue line, where it gets turned over by Larwood. Larwood trying to rush it back the other way into the Dashers zone, but that one gets taken away by Danville. Not able to clear as it goes off the body of McGuire. Now it gets played off now by Cox, but it gets ripped away by the Dashers and cleared all the way back into the Zydeco end. They'll send this one back out to Larwood near side. Larwood into the Dashers side near boards. From Cox to the right circle, gliding it on into the end boards, trying to find a sneaky pass out in front, but that one will just go into the glove of Walgren.
Brian, you mentioned Chris Chelios, and I said that he played on the '84 Olympic team. Saw a gentleman downstairs, Mike Eichten. He has been very involved in Topeka for years. He was a linesman in the Central Hockey League, recently retired as an insurance person here in Topeka. But at one time, he had over at his home Ken Morrow, who lives in Kansas City. Ken Morrow won 4 consecutive Stanley Cups with the Islanders, also was on the '80 Olympic team. And Bob Owen, who was on the '60 Olympic team, who lived in Topeka, passed away in 2007. But he had these two gentlemen at his home for the premiere of a documentary about the Soviet Union team that the U.S. team defeated in the first round of the medal round of the Olympics in Lake Placid, New York.
The amount of history in one room just absolutely spins my mind.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So we'll pause a little bit here to thank some of our sponsors here tonight. Thank you for your continued support of Zydeco Hockey, Sigma Engineers and Constructors, E&C Bush Hogging and Mulching, Capital City Produce, Bowfinger Tree Service, Republic Finance, Schmokey Law Firm, Pico Lumber, Wilson Warehouse, Highland Group Property Services, Bayou Apparel, Gator Millworks, Will Scott, AV Solutions, and VRI Institute. So I want to get back to the story that you were telling about Chris Chelios in the documentary of the USSR. Did he have any interesting nuggets about that Olympic team?
Oh, Kid Morrow, who played on the 80
Yes.
team, he's talked about them a little bit. I actually contacted him about making the trip from Kansas City. He was looking at his schedule, but he did not get back with me. I know you won't be here next week, but I'm going to call him again to see if he could come here to watch the Dashers take on the Port Huron Prowlers, and maybe in future seasons Ken will be here and you'll get to visit with him. Ken, obviously an outstanding hockey player and an even better person.
I am looking forward to that. I cannot get enough of history, especially hockey history. And one player who actually has a little bit of history with myself, Narek Alexanian, at one point in his junior career with the Fresno Monsters, actually hung 10 goals on a single weekend with the Las Vegas Thunderbirds against the team I was announcing for at the time, the Long Beach Shredders. Now he plays in the professional league that I'm announcing for. It just goes to show just how tight-knit the hockey community is.
Yes, and on that weekend, you say 10 goals over the weekend. Did they play 2 or 3 games?
2 games.
Wow.
And that was a fun weekend. I keep reminding Narek of the one weekend he made my life very difficult.
Yes. Okay.
Go ahead.
You know what Gordon Arthur Red Berenson did in the National Hockey League against the Flyers when he was with the St. Louis Blues?
What happened?
6 goals in one game.
A double hat trick.
Yes.
That is like finding a unicorn here in the sport of hockey as the Zydeco find the puck out to the blue line, trying to guide this one out to the right circle, stopped up by the Dashers, trying to clear this one. Kareem's the very tippy top of the glass, but able to roll back onto the ice where it's played off now by Dmitry Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov leaving it off for Alexanian, speak of the devil, will send this one around and go in for a line change. 13:59 left to go here in period number 3. And your score is 3-1 for the Zydeco as a piece of lumber just gets snapped. And now we're heading into the age of composite sticks. You're going to see that a lot more. As the Zydeco turning this one over out to the right circle. And the Dashers Hockey Club trying to make them pay. They have it now to the far boards, but we have a stoppage. Trying to look around, see where the call is. And it looks like they're just going to call this one behind the play.
Referees are, one of the referees and the linesman is talking. Just saw a broken shillelagh. The Topeka Tarantulas won only 16 games of 60 when they were in the Central Hockey League. They had only 2 shorthanded goals, both by Tab Lardner, who somehow wound up in Kansas City, not too far from here. One of them was here. Daniel Tatro, who was a defenseman for the New Mexico Scorpions, was trying to grab the puck, got the blade of his stick wedged between the boards. About where this faceoff is taking place, he turned. The stick was still standing up straight as it was stuck between the Dashers. Tab Lardner grabbed the puck, raced in, and scored. And once again, that was one of only 2 the Tarantulas scored that entire 2004-2005 season.
Oh, wow. And what a goal that would have been. So 13:37 left to go here in period number 3. And your score is 3-1 for the Baton Rouge Zydeco. And a fresh power play here for Baton Rouge as they get set to take the draw here in the offensive zone. Off the draw, Zydeco win the draw cleanly, setting up shot. Has it to the left circle, getting it right back down low to the right corner. Back across to the left circle. Having it back down low is Scott Chirac. He'll leave it off. Out to T-Mac. Out to now the blue line. He'll pass it across to Kuznetsov with a shot, and that one gets blocked away. Kevin Sabad, he'll just skate this one across out to the blue line. He'll get this one out to Kuznetsov, top of the right circle. Back to Kuznetsov to the point, and a shot, and a good save by Oscar Walgren.
I did not see what the penalty was, but in the box is Corey Mell.
It looks like it's going to be for roughing, says the PA announcer.
Since '82, I've worked as a ticket taker at Royals games. When I first started, Edmel, his grandfather, was my supervisor. Corey worked at Independence Community Ice in Independence, Missouri. Every day he was on the ice working extremely hard to improve his game. He's 36 years old, so he is a 36-year-old rookie. He did play a couple of games for Mentor in the Federal Prospects Hockey League a few years back.
And now off the draw here to the near side of the Dashers zone. The Zydeco trying to set up shop again, getting it out to the point. And now across Thornton will pass it and shovel it to Scott Chirac. Back to Thornton from the point, back out to the right circle with a shot on in front and a good save. Rebound! And that one just goes to the near corner where the Dashers trying to clear, held in by Thornton. Thornton to the left circle, a shot, and that one gets saved. Out to Kevin Sabad to the right circle near side in front of the half wall. Leaving it off for Thornton to the point. Shoveling it along out to the left circle. Out to Kevin Sabad from the point and a shot, and that one just goes wide. Picked up now by Scott Chirac. Out to the point now, leaving it off for Thornton to the right circle. From the top of the point, leaving it across, out to the blue line with a shot going into the shin pad of one of the Dashers' defense as it gets played off now by Scott Chirac, leaving it off for Sabad. Sabad. Drop pass out for Haggerty to the end boards, right behind the net. Haggerty giving it out to the blue line to Kevin Sabad, and now back to Haggerty, top of the right circle, giving it back down low to the corner. Scott Chirac trying to find it, back to Dmitry Kuznetsov to the top of the right circle, and the puck just pinballs around a couple of players, nearly finding the back of the net, just going wide. Back of the way comes Juwan Davis, finding the streaking player. Back of the way, here come the Dashers with it in front, and that one just gets hacked at by the Zydeco defense. Back of the way, 3-on-2. Here comes Kevin Sabad to the top of the right circle, onto the point. He'll skate it through the slot, and he'll just walk the blue line, leaving it across out to the end boards. 11:32 left to go here in period number 3. As the Dashers Hockey Club leaving it off now for Thornton. Thornton to McGuire. McGuire to the right circle, trying to find it out to a friendly face. Not able to find a friendly stick as it gets played off now right behind the net. Playing it across, back out to the blue line. McGuire with it, with a shot and a good save. Puck trickles wide of the net, nearly finding the back of the twine, but cleared out by the Dashers defense. And now right back on the attack like Wolves on stake. Here comes Larwood, giving it across out to the point and a shot, and it just goes wide. Picked up now from behind the net as it gets played off now by the Zydeco. From the near boards, played back down low by Kuznetsov. Trying to find it back to Cox. Cox from the near corner, leaving it off. From the right circle on to the left. Top of the left circle, and a shot just gets fluttered wide. Picked up by the Dashers, trying to clear. Held in by Katola. Katola from the blue line, back of the way. Here we go with the Dashers. They get it ripped away as Alexanian now has it from the blue line, leaving it up for Cox. Near board to the Dashers zone, setting it out in front. That gets saved, and a rebound, and that one just goes to the side of the net. And where did that puck end up? That one ended into the stick of Oscar Walgren.
It looked as though, even though it was 5-a-side, the Zydeco looked like they had a power play for the longest time out there. And one thing about the Dashers' power play defense, they were in the box, but you can tell that they haven't worked together very long. Puck went to the corner and no one took charge to go in there. They were all in the box, which is where they were supposed to stay. But it looked as though someone had time to go and grab that puck and sizzle it the length of the ice. But there was just a miscommunication out there.
Yeah, it looks like it, as we will get another face-off and a resume of play here with 10:18 left to go, as the Zydeco trying to play this one back the other way, as Zinchenko has it for the Dashers into the Zydeco end, turning this one over, trying to find it back from Henning, and Henning on the backhand will just thwart this one across as it gets played all the way back down by Ulrich. Ulrich, as that one gets taken away by Miettinen. And now a cross-ice pass here in the neutral zone. Lugged back in by the Dashers, and a weak backhand pass, and that one goes off the pad of Brendan Colgan. Good save by the young netminder. Stopped up now by Johnson. Johnson trying to find it back to Henning. That one gets taken away by the Dashers. Dashers to the far side, trying to get this one out to the blue line, but that puck just rolls on him and gets cleared by the Zydeco with 9:33 left to go here in period number 3. Now back the other way, here come the Dashers Hockey Club. trying to guide this one back down low, and now here come the Zydeco with a little bit of room. Here comes Kevin Sabad out to the slot, and a good poke check by Quinn O'Reilly. You were mentioning him earlier in the broadcast as Sherrod gets this one out in front, stopped up to the near boards, and now out to the blue line to Thornton. Thornton walks the line, and a shot, and that just goes wide. Now one gets hacked out to the far boards, and now back up the other way. That gets taken away by McGuire, and he'll send this one around the boards where it gets played off now by, again, Quinn O'Reilly. O'Reilly turning it over, getting it across, out to the right circle, and he'll stop up, wrapping this one around as that one gets taken away by Juwan Davis. What a chance here from the Zydeco, able to hold this one in is McGuire. McGuire to the point, and a shot, and that one just goes wide. Where it gets played off now by Browson, trying desperately to clear this blue line as it gets played off now into the neutral zone. Back the other way, here comes Juwan Davis. Davis has it to the slot. That one gets taken away by Scott Sherrock. Sherrock now with it. He'll get this one into the Dasher's end. Top of the left circle, dropping this one off, leaving it across, and a shot hitting the outside of the cage. And a wraparound try gets saved off and wired. And that one gets blockered away by Oscar Walgren. And another shot from the sharp angle will be saved from Oscar Walgren. 8:13 left to go here in period number 3. Back the other way comes Juwan Davis. And a shot, and that one will get saved across by Brendan Colgan. Not to be outdone by Walgren. As McGuire trying to play this one back into the far boards, where it's played back down by the Zydeco, and now through the neutral zone, back the other way, 2-on-1. They'll get this one across, out in front to the slot, and a shot scores! Narek Alexanian, 5 goals in 5 games, and he makes it 4-1 Zydeco.
At goal at 12:14 of the third period, and that makes it very difficult for the Dashers. They seemed in the second period to pick up a little momentum when they scored. Now it will be very tough to get any momentum back.
When you're on the back foot like this, such as the Dashers are, what is your mentality trying to get back into this one?
Oh my gosh, you just have to look for anything that is positive, and I've watched a lot of Dasher games. Devin next to you, he does a fine job calling their play-by-play, and it's just got to be frustrating because I've seen some of the games that I've broadcast. They will have a lead in the third period, and then there's a breakdown, and then that leads to another breakdown and another, and it might end up being a 4-goal or 5-goal loss when really that doesn't tell the story.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the time the score is very deceptive as the Zydeco pick this one up to the left circle, trying to guide it on to the right. Here comes Katola. We'll stop this one up as Larwood will leave this one off to the goal scorer, Alexanian, trying to look for a second as he gets held in by Albrick. Albrick will just glide this one in and go off for a little bit of a line change with 7:05 left to go here in period number 3 as the Zydeco lead this one by a score of 4-1. And now back of the way, here comes Katola trying to take this one away from the Dashers. He does. He'll leave this one off to the far glass, where it's played off now by Albrick. Albrick, backhand pass, trying to find it to Katola. Katola out to Albrick. Albrick stopping up, poke checked aside as Haggerty picks this one up, and he'll whip this one around the boards, where it's played off now by Kleber. Out to the blue line to Haggerty. Haggerty, back to Kleber. Kleber, he'll try to find it back to Haggerty, and he'll try to guide this one across, out to the near side, back to the far side, and now here comes Juwan Davis to the neutral zone. He'll just dump this one deep into the Zydeco end. He'll just body off someone, but that one gets taken away quickly by the Zydeco, streaking up, and now Kuznetsov with a breakaway has a chance. Deeks, and he overthought it. Good poke check, though. Active stick by Oscar Walgren to get in the way of Kuznetsov, the natural goal scorer, who nearly found the game's 5th goal. McGuire back in his own zone, leaving it out for Haggerty. Haggerty centering it out, and that one will be clicked all the way back down into the hash marks of the Dasher zone. Now here comes Zinchenko. Zinchenko from his own end. He'll just try to slowly make this one out as he sidesteps one, getting through another into the left circle of the Zydeco end. From the end boards, he'll stop this one to the far hash mark, stopped up to the blue line, and the puck rolls on him. That was Quinn O'Reilly trying to gather up the puck, but that one will be clicked all the way back in where Broey Slarks will play it. Slarks for the Dashers will try to find this one back for Zinchenko. Slark still with it from the end boards, being heckled hard by Scott Chirac, as he'll just try to shovel this one off for Kevin Sabat. Out to the slot as that one gets taken away. A 3-on-2 here. If the Zydeco hurry, a little bit of a miscommunication there, but it goes the way of the Zydeco as he'll get this one off the end boards, and a delayed penalty here against the Zydeco, no doubt. I believe it's going to be for boarding.
Boarding looked like an elbow. I don't think it was an elbow. Could have been interference, but nevertheless, at the 15:03 mark of the third period, the Dashers get a power play, and it would behoove them with just 4:57 to go, down 4-1, to make something happen on this man advantage. And could you see them pulling the goaltender, Walgren, with this much time to go?
It's funny you mentioned that. Back in 2014, there was a team that did that, head coached by a former goaltender, Patrick Waugh.
Yes.
And it was the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Dallas Stars. Pulled the goaltender with 6 minutes left because he had a power play down a similar 4-1 score, able to net one pass, or actually, I beg your pardon, it was actually the Anaheim Ducks he was doing against, and he was able to get a 4-2 deficit, and a couple minutes later, he got another one. So 4-3, and he forced overtime in that game.
Being a Kings fan, you probably weren't around when this happened. I believe it was the 85-86 season, and in a playoff game, I think it was against Edmonton, the Kings were down by 4 or 5 in the third period.
5.
Steve Bozak, in overtime, got the game-winning goal. You've heard of that.
I have heard of that. There is a hockey time machine back in Los Angeles, California, back in my very own home. My dad always loves telling me stories of the old 70s and 80s Kings, and would always tell me, you've seen nothing here, sonny boy. I've seen almost everything to do with Kings hockey, as a shot goes in on net, and a good save by Brendan Colgan, as the Zydeco trying to clear, held in by Miettinen, as they'll try to guide this one out in front, and a good glove grab by Colgan, stopping this one right on the goal mouth.
Outstanding glove save, and then he put it in his pocket.
Yep, that is always what you do. Always try to flash the leather a little bit. And now I gotta ask you, as a longtime hockey aficionado, what's your favorite type of save? Is it a, sprawling out glove grab? What is it?
Probably doing the splits, and as I say on broadcast, he got the edge of his toenail on it to kick it away.
I'm pretty sure I know who your favorite modern-day goaltender would have been, as the Zydeco clear this one all the way out. The one person that I always watch making acrobatic saves like that, and I can always wonder, what do your ligaments look like, is Jonathan Quick.
Okay.
Gets down low, gets his back arched, and gets big below the goal line, as the Zydeco turn this one over to the Dashers Hockey Club, now out to the blue line. Here comes Juwan Davis. Out to the right circle, turning this one around, stopped up and cleared out now by the Zydeco with a minute left to go here in the penalty. 3:55 left to go here in period number 3. Shots on goal here, 33 for the Zydeco and 26 for the Dashers, and the score is 4-1. So a turnover here at center ice, turning it back in. I got to ask you, with the shot total and the score total, do you think the score is an accurate representation of what we've seen tonight?
Maybe so in the third period, but not what I saw earlier. And I'm a bit surprised, as we spoke of, the goaltender still on the frozen pond for the Dashers.
I am actually pretty surprised about that myself, especially here with, we're nearing the 3-minute mark with 28 seconds left to go. It's only a 3-goal game, and now we're going to be heading on to another media timeout, maybe a chance for head coach for the Dashers to kind of mull things over, head coach Steven Asau.
Recently became their head coach. As far as goaltenders go, my first hockey game was a Sunday night at the American Royal Arena in Kansas City. The Kansas City Blues won against the Amarillo Wranglers, and the goaltender I wanted to see play that night was the backup. Gary Edwards, who later played for the Kings, was between the pipes for the Kansas City Blues, but I wanted to see Michel Plas because a month before that, exactly a month before that, Plas did something that no goaltender had ever done in the pro ranks. It's happened quite a few times since then, but the Kansas City Blues were hosting the Oklahoma City Blazers. Blues were up 2-1 late in the third period. The Blazers pulled John Adams, their goaltender. Plas just wanted to clear it. He lifted it into the goal. First goalie ever to score in the pro ranks, and due to a wicked winter storm that hit Kansas City, I've heard tale that there was only about 100 people in the building. That game was to be televised on KSHB in Kansas City, but for some reason it was not. No video exists of that.
And you know, the one time that we would have loved to see a film of that, as we have another chin wag here between Melanson and number 41 of the Dashers. They're going left and right. They're going sock 'em, rock 'em from the hash marks, trying to trade blows, getting the jerseys involved. Now they'll try to switch shoulders, getting a shot down to the eye socket, and now Melanson trying to wrestle him down, and now his weight against his, and Melanson able to get him down to the ice.
Chinwag, you are going back to a phrase used by a baseball announcer who was with the Dodgers when they were in Brooklyn and headed west. He called their games before Vin Scully Red Barber.
Really?
Yes.
And if, believe it or not, it was his replacement that I got that term from.
Oh, from
Vin Scully. It was back in 2014, Yasiel Puig, who nearly got beamed by Madison Bumgarner.
Oh,
and
okay.
of course, no love lost between the old New York Giants and Brooklyn Dodgers, as Bumgarner just started chirping at Puig, and Puig started, showing his bat and just saying, hey, I'm big and tough. I'm here in the hitter's box. I'm not scared of you. And Vin Scully turns to say, everything's delayed because Bumgarner and Puig seem to be having a little bit of a chin wag right now.
I love that Bumgarner, a few years ago, was in an American League park, and this is before, the National League. I'm not thrilled that they adopted the DH, but they played against the A's in Oakland, and the Giants went ahead and had Madison Bumgarner in the batting order. I love that.
Oh, man, there's a lot of times where pitchers were able to get a hit that was just iconic that I was able to see growing up.
Oh.
As Kuznetsov will live this one into the Dashers end. Albrecht forcing a turnover here to the right circle and a shot, and that one just goes wide of the net. Picked up now by Miettinen. They'll guide this one across out to the near boards where it's played off now by the Dashers. They'll guide this one out to the center ice where it's stopped up now by Cox. Cox will try to play this one back down to Haggerty, but Haggerty not able to find possession of the puck cleanly as the Zydeco just forced to eke this one back into the Dashers zone. Here come the Dashers from their own side, trying to generate a rush. And now that gallivanting gets turned aside by Kevin Sabat with a shot from the slot, and that one gets taken away by the Dashers. And now that gets taken away by Browson. Browson with a shot from the high slot, and that one gets saved off easily by Colgan and steering it to the side as it gets picked up now by the Dashers, ripped away by the Zydeco. They'll try to clear this one as the puck finds its way out to the blue line, and twisting the night away was number 8 for the Zydeco, Jake Cox. Out to the near side where it's played off now by the Dashers, near boards, out to the slot, gliding this one out to the hash marks of the slot. That one gets ripped away, and now the net to our right is empty. We'll skate 6-on-5. Here comes Juwan Davis with 1:42 left to go. Juwan Davis turning this one away as it gets ripped away by the Zydeco, Jake Cox, who had a hat trick last weekend, almost finding the empty net goal to ice it here, and now 1:30 left to go as McGuire now has it, trying to rip this one around the boards and now going all the way back down into the Dashers side of the ice, where it's played off now by the Dashers. intercepted by the Zydeco, forcing the Dashers back in their own zone. And now a stretch pass, trying to fight it off the glass. Narek Alexanian now with it. And a shot going in! And Alexanian scores his second sixth goal in 2 weekends.
Well, turn out the lights. The party is over for the Dashers.
7-4, or beg your pardon, 5-1 is now your score. As you mentioned, I don't think there's going to be enough time in just 68 seconds to come back from a 4-goal lead.
It would be a miracle.
It would be a miracle. It would be a token here in Topeka.
Yes, there you go.
I was trying to think of a T, ended up finding that one.
Yeah, I think that the goaltender, Wahlberg, will be between the pipes the rest of the way.
Yep, as they'll just try to play time down a little bit here. 5-1 with 1:08 left to go.
Well, with that goal, it looks like someone set off a fire alarm here as so many people heading for the exits.
Yep, and you know what? I have to correct myself. It was an empty net by Alexanian, who actually found a hat trick here. We saw a couple of hats make their way onto the ice, and Zydeco, thanks to the hat trick of Narek Alexanian, who earlier last week was going through a goal drought himself. 9 games he went without scoring a goal. Now he has 5 in just a short amount of time here in these 4 games. As the Zydeco play this one back down into the Dashers' end, trying to guide this one back down low, where it's played back across, as that one will be played all the way back into the Dashers' side of the ice. Dashers will try to play this one back down, 23 on the clock, and now the Dashers into the Zydeco end. They'll play this one back in front as into the neutral zone. The Dashers will play this one back down. 11 seconds on the clock now. 10 seconds left to go. And the Zydeco, looking to extend the win streak coming into this weekend, come in with a clean sweep. 4 straight games against the Dashers and 12 straight points in 2 weekends.
Well, it sounds like the Dashers, or the Zydeco, getting to where they want to be and continuing that way, at least for now. Got to give some credit, though, to the Dashers as they played a 1-goal game, lost 3-2, and it was close for much of this game tonight.
It was one of that we were talking about. The scoreboard doesn't exactly reflect what the game was played. 5-1 seems bad, but if you factor out a couple of those early goals, you wouldn't have seen such a one-sided affair. Shots on goal tells a different story, though. Final shots after 60 minutes, 34 for the Zydeco and 31 for the Dashers.
See something that I haven't seen in hockey before. A lot of players shaking hands with the officials. That's a nice gesture.
That is a very nice gesture for men in stripes, who we like to jest here in the Fed, and a good salute here from the Topeka Roadrunners, aka Baton Rouge Zydeco, before they exit the ice, giving the credence to the men in stripes, who always give it their all here this weekend.
I did call a game in the ECHL. The Kansas City Mavericks were at home against the Indy Fuel. And, oh my gosh, Reed Seckel, who had previously played for the Mavericks, was in town for the Fuel, and he did something you just don't do. He pushed a linesman down, so obviously he got a game misconduct, and he stopped on the way to the dressing room. As he left the ice, a fan was holding over a notepad and a pen and wanted his autograph. So after getting the game misconduct, he wanted to make sure and please the fan by signing his name.
And that is one great reason to get a signature. Is like, why did you get his signature? Did he score a big goal? No, he just pushed over a referee.
Oh my gosh, amazing things that I've seen. I recall a game in Wichita, and there was a big discussion as the Mavericks were about to have a face-off in their defensive zone. The discussion went over to the scorer's table, and during that time, Rocco Carzo, who is the captain of the Mavericks, saw the puck lying in the face-off circle in his defensive zone. No one was looking, so he just brought it out to center ice.
That is iconic. So final score here, 5-1 for the Zydeco. Bob, it was such an honor and practically a pleasure to have you here in the booth with me.
It has been a pleasure for me. Thank you so much for allowing me to join you on this broadcast, and I look forward to seeing you many times in the season that will begin in October, the 25-26 campaign in the Federal Prospects Hockey League.
Thank you so much, Bob. It was a pleasure having you. When we get back, we will recap tonight and give you the out-of-town scoreboard one final time. Bob, thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, stick with us right here on the Zydeco YouTube channel.
More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
For over 90 years, Don's Seafood has been a Louisiana staple. From the finest Gulf catch to the most authentic Cajun recipes, our commitment to quality and tradition is who we are. Enjoy favorites like our gumbo, jacked up shrimp, seafood salad, steak, and of course, our signature seafood platter. Don's is more than just food. We're a celebration of flavor and family. From our team at Don's Seafood, we want to thank you for the last 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
Does he think he's better than us?
We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh?
Buddy, watch this.
Yeah, you got good hands. Well, watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald.
Scott.
Come on in, Scott.
Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client, what do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
At Don's Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch.
Welcome back here, everybody. Brian Flores here, as we will get you the out-of-town scoreboard here one final time before we sashay away and say farewell to Topeka before we make our trek tomorrow back to the good city of Baton Rouge. Looking around the league here in the FP. Just have to refresh my page, make sure I have the latest scores. Beg your pardon, because the Wi-Fi here is, there's a lot of people connected to it, so it's going to take a little bit. But I can get you the scores from around the league for the NHL. All of these in the second period. The Canucks have a 2-0 lead over the Washington Capitals. The Anaheim Ducks and the Nashville Predators tied up at 2 apiece. The Florida Panthers have a 4-2 lead over the San Jose Sharks. And final scores from around the league. The Boston Bruins winning 3-1 against the Colorado Avalanche. The Edmonton Oilers winning in regulation 3-2 against the Buffalo Sabres. The Seattle Kraken winning 4-1 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And the New Jersey Devils winning in overtime 4-3 against the Montreal Canadiens. The Ottawa Senators winning 2-1 against the Toronto Maple Leafs in regulation. The Detroit Red Wings winning 2-0 in a shutout fashion against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Los Angeles Kings dropping 3-2 against the Columbus Blue Jackets in overtime. And the Dallas Stars winning 2-0 against the St. Louis Blues. The Calgary Flames winning 5-4 in regulation against the Minnesota Wild. And finally, the New York Islanders winning 3-2 against the Carolina Hurricanes in overtime. Around the FPHL, the Carolina Thunderbirds winning 5-0 against the HC Venom. The Danbury Hat-Trick winning 9-3 against the Watertown Wolves. The Bimington Black Bears winning 4-2 against the Mississippi Sea Wolves. The Athens Rock Lobsters winning 1-0 against the Colorado River Dragons, or the Columbus River Dragons. And the Monroe Moccasins winning or losing 4-2 against the Blue Ridge Bobcats, and the Port Huron Prowlers winning 5-3 against the Motor City Rockers. When we get back, I'll get you a final recap of what happened here tonight, as well as a special guest to say one final goodbye here from Topeka between the Dashers and the Zydeco. Stick with us right here on the Zydeco YouTube channel.
Cake Benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Don Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Church funeral service.
The trust that we offer to our clients is actually, it comes pretty easy for us because we've been doing this a long time, and 90% of the jobs that we get are referrals. You know, that's what we depend on, and we strive to let the customer know that we're going to be here. We will always answer the phone.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
For over 90 years, Don's Seafood has been a Louisiana staple. From the finest Gulf catch to the most authentic Cajun recipes, our commitment to quality and tradition is who we are. Enjoy favorites like our gumbo, jacked up shrimp, seafood salad, steak, and of course, our signature seafood platter. Don's is more than just food. We're a celebration of flavor and family. From our team at Don's Seafood, we want to thank you for the last 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
Does he think he's better than us?
We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh?
Buddy, watch this.
Yeah, you got good hands. But watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald.
Scott.
Come on in, Scott.
Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
At Don Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, The party doesn't start until Don Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
The trust that we offer to our clients is actually, it comes pretty easy for us because we've been doing this a long time, and 90% of the jobs that we get are referrals. You know, that's what we depend on, and we strive to let the customer know that we're going to be here. We will always answer the phone.
So beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
For over 90 years, Don's Seafood has been a Louisiana staple. From the finest Gulf catch to the most authentic Cajun recipes, our commitment to quality and tradition is who we are. Enjoy favorites like our gumbo, jacked up shrimp, seafood salad, steak, and of course, our signature seafood platter. Don's is more than just food. We're a celebration of flavor and family. From our team at Don's Seafood, we want to thank you for the last 90 years.
Welcome back here, everybody, to the Sports Center here at Story Valley Sports, or
Stormont
Center.
Valley Event Center.
There you go. You
Full
know
mouthful.
what? It's a mouthful, right? They actually just call it Landon Arena, is what I've been told.
Yeah, I've heard
So-
that's the kind of boiled down name of the arena.
So that would have been nice to know before the weekend started. Now, you know what? It's turn out the lights, party's over, at least here for the Zydeco. Dashers is going to be playing here next weekend against Port Huron. Why don't you introduce yourself to the Zydeco fan base?
How's it going, guys? Devin Dobek, voice of the Dashers. Had the chance to be along with some of you guys earlier in the season when Andy Potzinger was headed to a wedding. So I jumped on, and they got a chance to hear me in that broadcast. But, of course, this is your guy now, Brian Flores, and he's been great, helped me out a ton. This guy, you're very lucky to be stuck with him for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, too. But you have been amazing, too. Thank you so much. And I want to get your final kind of boil-down thoughts on the weekend here between your Dashers and the Zydeco. They made it close, even though, again, I was talking to Bob post-game. 5-1 doesn't look like a very convincing score, but you take away a couple of the lucky bounces, the empty net goal, it's a lot closer than what the final score indicated.
Yeah, I think for the Zydeco, they just don't make too many mistakes, especially on the backhand. The Dashers' blue line has been a little tough. Obviously, a lot of player turnover and things like that, and stuff of that nature. So kind of the Zydeco were able to capitalize on mistakes made by the Dashers and didn't make any of their own. And I think that down the stretch, the Dashers did start to pick up the shots and create a few more opportunities, but quality proved to be better than quantity here, as the Zydeco really just stepped on the gas and continued to rout the Dashers down the stretch.
Speaking of quality and quantity, we only had one quantity goal in the first period. Eric Alexanian getting the first goal and shutting the door on the both sides was Oscar Walgren and Brandon Colgan. So take us on the first period, first 20 minutes. It was kind of tight there for the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I thought the Dashers came out flat, just no shots on goal through the first 8 minutes of the frame, but then they started to pick it up a little bit, finished the frame with 6 shots compared to 14 for the Zydeco. I thought Oscar Walgren kept them in it through the first 20, made some big-time stops, but at the end of the day, I mean, you got a Baton Rouge team who's right towards the top of the Continental Division. They're great. They're great at what they do. They've got a great core and team chemistry that's able to move the puck. They don't make a lot of mistakes, as I mentioned before, and they really proved to be the X factor here tonight, and too much for the Dashers to handle. 6 consecutive losses to the Zydeco this season.
Yeah, and 10 straight losses coming in to next weekend, but it looked like it was going to be a kind of a foreshadow of last night's game as the Zydeco got off to a 3-0 lead. Dmitry Kuznetsov and Tyler Larwood back-to-back would make it 3-0, but Bowden Zinchenko with a beautiful move, finding the Peter Forsberg-esque shootout move, able to beat Brandon Colgan to the far side, making it 3-1 heading into the third period. In that second period, again, a lot of back and forth, so they were in striking distance after 40 minutes.
Yeah, the shots leveled off at 11-11 through period 2, but yeah, the Dashers, they just couldn't get those high-quality opportunities. The Zydeco even hit a couple more posts than them, so those could have been added on as well. It really was a Zydeco tempoed game. I mean, they really did everything they can to play to their game, create opportunities when it seems like all hope is lost, and I thought that the Dashers just were a little too impatient, moving the puck a little bit, forcing some shots from the point, and dumping the puck when they didn't have to. Ultimately, that led to their demise. But, yeah, I've said it before, and I'll probably say it again. I think quality over quantity proved to be the difference. The Zydeco just moved the puck so well, especially with that power play unit. They didn't have much success tonight, but we know how much success they had in the last weekend with the Dashers. And I think that they really just kind of outpowered the Dashers, who are still going through some roster changes, a lot of new signings week in and week out, and we'll see what they're able to do. Coming back here, they know what it's like to play at this rink, so we'll see what they got. The Port Huron Prowlers, last time they played the Dashers, outscored them in the weekend. That was right before you guys came to Danville, 16-1 in that weekend. But, of course, that was without Oscar Walgren and Parker Rutherford. I think with them in between the pipes, despite the losing streak, the Dashers have a chance to win every night. They just haven't been able to pull it all together at the right time. But even if you look at these Zydeco games, the 6 games they've played, 4 of them have been 1-goal games, maybe 2 with the empty netter. So the Dashers have proven they can compete with anybody. Binghamton, Baton Rouge, Athens is their lone win. Like, all these really well high-caliber teams have been given a run for their money, but it's just finding ways to win. The Dashers have found every way to lose. They need to start finding ways to win, and I think the Zydeco really have a good identity and know how to close out games, especially down the stretch, and that's exactly what they did in period 3.
I feel like it's almost looking in the mirror when it comes to the Zydeco and the Dashers, just on opposite ends, two sides of the same coin, where the Zydeco, like we were talking about today, they had every chance to kind of blow this lead, even yesterday, but they just found a way to win. They keep finding ways to pull out the games and take the victories, and that's the big reason why they're second place here in the Continental Conference. But now we're talking about a player that in the third period completed a hat trick. Before last weekend, Narek Alexanian was facing a 9-game goalless streak, and now he has nearly 5 goals in 2 weekends. So now he's heating up, and again, it just shows the tenacity that these Zydeco have. And I think that's the one thing that the Dashers are kind of missing, is just the identity. They're missing their star power.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of true goal scorers. There's guys that step up here and there. Nikolai Salov's their leading scorer, active that is, with 7 goals. But they lost Brandon Stoichevsky. They lost Jacob Gagnon. They lost Nick Gullo. All 3 of those guys were key pieces to their offense before they went to the SPHL. But Gullo's back. He's with Motor City again. I wish the Dashers had a guy like that, a true veteran. But, yeah, just to touch on Narek Alexanian, I love his brand of hockey. Both him and Tyler Larwood, they play that Matthew Tkachuk style of hockey that's both physical, they play as a pest, and they're also true goal scorers. So those 2 guys in particular, and then you throw in guys like Scott Shorrock and Kevin Zabad. I mean, really, the depth scoring on the Zydeco is going to be a force to be reckoned with come postseason time. And I mean, if they can keep this group all together, I think they got a really good chance to make a run this year.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we kind of say in the front office. It's always about just finding a way to win, and these guys, they have that it factor. Winning goaltender tonight, Brendan Colgan, facing 30 shots, saving 31 for a save percentage of a .968. He seems like he was going into a little bit of a spurt going into this weekend, winning games but just not making it look pretty. Tonight, he made it look pretty, netting his 14th win of the season, going 14-6-0-2. What did you think about his play tonight?
I thought Brendan Colgan was fantastic. I mean, a lot of shots when he's moving from his left to his right, a couple one-timers. I remember Thomas Murphy got one off, and his spacing's incredible. The way he cuts down angles, the way he sees through traffic, he really is spectacular. One of, if not in the top 5 for FPHL goaltenders that have been this season. But yeah, really impressed with Brendan Colgan's effort. There was one opportunity for the Dashers to get back into the game, I thought, and that was early on in the third period. Lucas Rothy, who was in a defensive role, but he's truly a forward for the Dashers by and large in the games he's played. He rung one off the far side post earlier on in the period. If he scores 3-2, I think things could get a little interesting. But Colgan didn't hesitate. He really just continued to almost up his mindset and find ways to make saves. And even with that Dasher power play down the stretch, he looked incredible. A big reason, along with Alexanian, that the Zydeco became victorious.
So on the other side now, losing goaltender Oscar Wahlgren, saving 40 of 44 for a save percentage of a .909. And I mentioned this in the last couple broadcasts. Anytime you have a night where you lead 4 goals or more against and still come out with a .900 save percentage, you're doing something right. Unfortunately for Oscar, hasn't translated into a win yet this season. 0-10 he goes, and now his record falls to 0-11-0-1.
Yeah, Oscar Wahlgren and Parker Rutherford, I believe they are 2 of the best players on the Dashers. And granted, the record's been tough, but they've been facing a lot of volume shots. The Dashers among the league worst ranks in shots given up in a game. And yeah, Wahlgren, I mean, both him and Rutherford save percentage hovering around .900, but they face 50 shots a game. They are not to blame. The Dashers need to find ways on the back end, creating scoring opportunities with their top lines, and they just haven't been able to do that. And they're relying very heavily on their goaltenders to keep them in games, as they did last weekend against the Zydeco. You might remember there was a 2-2 game that escalated to 8-2, but then the next night, the Dashers had a 1-goal lead pretty much back and forth throughout the entire frame. Late penalty, and the Zydeco power play didn't hesitate, put way too much pressure on Parker Rutherford, and yeah, it just ended up being a tough way to lose. So the goalies, have had their hands full. They've given their teams a chance, but they just need to find ways to win.
And I feel like the Zydeco on the other side of things, finding ways to win, and no matter what it is, going from not winning a single regulation game, well, not getting a single regulation win in over a month, to now having 4 straights. So that'll about do it. Again, final score here from the capital of Kansas, Topeka. The final score for the Dashers, 5-1. Final score for the Zydeco, 5-1 over the Danville Dashers. I want to thank you so much for spending your time here with myself here on your Saturday evening. There's a lot of entertainment choices in Baton Rouge. I am so happy that you decided to choose the Zydeco as yours. For the Zydeco, next up, they're going to be heading down to Athens to take on the Rock Lobsters on a 3-day weekend. So for the Baton Rouge Zydeco, my name is Brian Flores, saying so long and good night. For Devin, Bob, myself, this has been Zydeco Hockey here on home of the Zydeco Hockey YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great night and a most pleasant good evening.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our clients' location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
Does he think he's better than us?
We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh?
Buddy, watch this.
Yeah, you got good hands. But watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald.
Scott.
Come on in, Scott.
Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give